trying to do. Why do they keep doing that? Man, I don't even think I can turn it off. I was trying to put the picture up there. Well, the green screen will not come down. So is it just like permanently on there? Oh, wow. Okay, that's what I was trying to do. Quick channel updates. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Um, if the nature sounds are too loud, just let me know. I'm not going to be on here long. Jason Brown, good to see you. Cody, good to see you, fam. Channel updates. So I am in the process of doing a lot of editing, even just like pictures and some videos I took this weekend when I went to the event where I accidentally missed the performance, but I'm gonna get those edited and uploaded, and then I am officially starting 3 new YouTube channels. So Cody said a little bit loud. Let me turn it down. I'm officially starting three other new YouTube channels. So I will be on live, but not nearly as often because I've got a lot of work to get done, and I want to get everything up and going within the next day or so. So I am starting a new channel that I'm basically taking my Chef on a Budget, Eat Your Way Healthy in the direction to manifest syndication. And so instead of me doing like my Chef on a Budget, Eat Your Way Healthy only on this channel, I'm actually starting a new channel specifically dedicated to not only the Chef on a Budget, Eat Your Way Healthy, but health and nutrition. Like I was talking with my mom earlier today, and a lot of the things that I was, just like kind of educating her about, she's like, I don't know why you don't like have your own show. I was like, well, I mean, technically my channel is JustDee show. My channel is a show essentially, but I'm going to be teaching from a culinary perspective as an executive chef, as a certified culinary trainer, and as someone who's nationally ServSafe certified for food protection management. Like she ate some food and got sick within a few hours. And I told her that she had a foodborne illness because it is true. Like if you eat something and you end up nauseous, vomiting, or having diarrhea, you absolutely have a parasite. It's pathogens that form, in food. So I'm going to have a separate channel for that. I am starting my healing and yoga channel as well. And then I'm updating my DMP Studios 1 channel to be the channel where I'm going to be promoting my virtual tech support services. So like people who I've helped, do like lightweight tech support for cell phones, laptops, computers, tablets, just general things, even, cybersecurity, like learning about VPNs and securing your data. The same with VPNs for your cell phone, ways to set up security settings for your financial apps like PayPal, Cash App, all that, because these were all things I was talking with her about and a few other people over the past week or so. This break from YouTube has really been a blessing in disguise. It's allowed me to put things into perspective. And I'm still going to do, the truth seeking and investigating. But I realized that I was very linear focused solely on that when I have so many other skill set. And I'm starting a channel for my music because I am writing, I am making music and melodies and beats. And I want to have separate platforms for each one of the talents that I have and leave this channel for what it's been, which is a blend of everything. But in order for me to get everything launched, it requires a lot of time away from doing the lives. So I'm going to be getting everything launched this week. And for those, I know there's a few people that have reached out about getting readings. Not going to lie to you guys, I don't, when it comes to readings, because so many people, they tried to use my spiritual gifts as a way to troll and be negative. I just would rather not offer that unless I know people are actually serious. Like, there are people who I know were specifically sent from Jaguar's channel to request readings just for the sole purpose to try to call me a scammer, which is why certain people got refunds and certain people got readings. Some people who I knew were trolls, that I knew were just, requesting those just to be on bullshit, I refunded. Other people's readings I got done. So I have a lot that I'm working on. I am determined to shift my focus to my manifestations. I don't want to give a ton of energy to all the negativity and the drama. To be honest, it's been, at first, of course, I was annoyed when the copyright strikes came through, but now that I've been away from YouTube, I realized how much I needed that. So, what people thought they were doing to try to stop me, it actually worked out for my good. Plus, I still have my channel. But I need all of you guys to follow me on Rumble. I put the link to my Rumble channel. It's in the description. I plan to start doing more lives specifically from Rumble and from Instagram. Shout out to all the DzPeepz that are following me on Instagram. Thank you for your comments on the last couple of lives that I did. I will be doing more lives on Instagram and lives on Rumble because right now I don't feel like fighting with StreamYard to do the multi-streaming. Like, if there's time tomorrow, I do want to try. I'll try it again, but the way that the internet trips, and it's specifically with StreamYard, because even when I went live on Instagram, it wasn't freezing up. It froze up like maybe twice in the whole hour that I was on there. So it's definitely StreamYard software that causes all that disruption, because it doesn't happen when I'm on live right here from the app on YouTube, and it doesn't happen when I go live from Instagram. Now, the Rumble platform, I don't know what was up with that last live I did, which I had to end up deleting because the audio was just all types of choppy. But I also know that the VPN that, I use can interfere with internet connection as well. But the internet is, quite honestly, just very unstable. So I'm going to be spending more time doing a lot more editing and uploading, a lot more videos, because this is what needs to be done in order for me to manifest not only syndication, but the contracts for multimedia production and editing, and for TV broadcast production, because these are all things that I'm pursuing as careers right now. Investigative research, I have thought about that, but it has to be worth my time, because my time is money. So if I were to get an offer to be an investigative researcher and it was financially worth it, I would take it. But I figured I'd rather launch, especially the health and nutrition, because like I said, the more I was speaking with my mom and a couple other people about it, who have chronic conditions that take medication, I'm like, well, there's foods you can eat to replace all these pharmaceutical, meds. And so I would rather, I'd rather focus on that, the actual eat your way healthy portion, for those who, like, I know there's people that are dealing with cancer. There's people that deal with diabetes, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, all types of chronic conditions. Even there's subscribers of mine that are familiar with Graves' disease and have thyroid conditions as well. So definitely I plan on getting everything launched this week so that I can start to manifest not only the financial stability, but multiple platforms that can help multiple areas and also generate multiple streams of substantial income. That way I can go ahead and get everything done that I need to get done. Because the concern is true for my health, and my mom, my second mom, and my older sister, I got a chance to talk to all of them during the week of Mother's Day, and I understand their concern because this runs in my family. Contrary to what, trolls say, these people don't know me. They don't know anything about my life. And when I spoke with my mom, she's like, well, your grandma, and both your uncles had to have that surgery, and you need to get it done ASAP. And my second mom told me that too, because she recently had a colon, they did a biopsy on her colon after doing a colonoscopy. So the biggest concern is generating the income that I need to get my health taken care of and to get my life stabilized. And I'm also pursuing contracts with other collaborative content creators, other people that I know that are in the business, on the positive spectrum of the music industry, not the ones that are caught up in all the, dark satanic shit, or, trying to cover up sexual assault. Those that are, how do I say, those who know that I'm hitting the nail on the head with the satanic ritual calendar and want to call it conspiracy theory, especially when you directly approach people about what their intentions are. So I will be back to that. I just don't know what day this week, because it's really going to depend on how long it takes me to get all this editing done, because the majority of the editing I'm doing on my phone, and just going from there. So I want to give a shout out to all of the subscribers that are following me on Instagram and Rumble. Thank you. And y'all continue to spread the word. I need at least 100 followers on Rumble, which I'm getting close to. Once I have 100 subscribers or followers rather, on Rumble, then I can enroll in their partnership program, which is not nearly as strenuous and kind of it's not like YouTube's partnership program. YouTube requires a whole lot, and then they make you go through a whole lot just to get paid your monetization. So this is what I'm working on for my channel. I appreciate all of your comments. Shout out to all of my DzPeepz that let me know that you guys have missed the lives. I do appreciate you guys so much. I did not want to get on camera because, quite honestly, I'm exhausted. I've had all of 3 hours of sleep, but it's been, a good day for the most part. I had 2 really bad episodes yesterday, and I had one that started at 4:30 this morning that didn't stop until 6:45. So yeah, I understand what my mom and my second mom are telling me. I get it. And like I told them, you know, I am aware of the financial aspect of what my insurance covers and what it doesn't. And I just need to do what I need to do. The GoFundMe is still up. That video is still up for those that want to donate. And for those who want to just send a direct donation, you can always send a donation to my Cash App or Venmo. And shout out to those who have sent donations. I appreciate all of you so much. Like, you guys really don't understand how much it means to me to have your positive energy, your prayers, your support, and encouragement, because there are days where it's tough for me to go through this by myself. And then there's days where tune the whole world out, tap into the Most High God within me, pray, meditate, ground, and center myself, and focus on my healing. Because what you focus on, you give your power to. So I'd rather give my power to manifesting healing, even during my episodes, even when I'm bleeding, even when I'm in pain. I speak healing over my body. And so I appreciate the healing that is taking place with my mother, with my oldest sister and my nieces and nephews that I helped to raise. It was so good to talk with everybody on Mother's Day. And then yesterday was actually my sister's birthday, my oldest sister's birthday. So it's been nice being able to be back in a space where there is open communication. And I know there's a lot of healing that still needs to be done. And so I'm grateful that my mom is still in the land of the living. I'm grateful that she's receiving healing from the conversations that we're having, and I'm receiving it as well. She's definitely, reminded me of my skill set. She's like, you really need to have a show. And I was like, well, that's the goal, But the thing is that I want my show to be how it is, raw and uncensored. I don't want to sign up with a network and then have to, switch up my energy, like with Candy Coated Nights. And shout out to Candy Burris Tucker. Her Candy Coated Nights internet show was the shit because it was raw and uncensored. They could cuss, they could say whatever, they could be raw and unfiltered. And to align with a network where I'd have to censor myself is just not something I want to do. So the plan is for me to actually start my own network. And there's a lot of things that I'm working on to manifest that, as well as getting my movie produced and launched before the end of this year. Plus, I'm writing for my album, Revelation of D. So there's a whole lot coming up. Plus my yoga classes. My yoga classes will be a part of my Chef on a Budget, Eat Your Way Healthy. And it'll also be something that I'll offer on my healing channel as well. Because the yoga goes from teaching people how to ground and center themselves and quiet the mind, as well as getting toned up. So like I said, I'm going to be recording a lot of content this week, editing and uploading. And then when I do have time, I'll definitely jump on live. I don't plan to do any more all-nighters because of how that's affecting my sleeping patterns with me having insomnia from Graves' disease. So I'm going to try to go live earlier in the evenings and really set a timer to cap my lives, because I know when I start deep diving and researching, I can go for hours. And I appreciate all of you that stick, throughout the lives, but I've got to get back in a place of being organized and kind of setting a schedule for myself, because as crazy as people might think it is for me to do all this, I absolutely can. And that's what my mom and I were talking about, growing up with her catering business where we did full-on weddings. It was just the four of us, and we did the whole wedding. We decorated, we did the food, we served the food, We made all the desserts. We made the actual wedding cakes, like the wedding cakes with all the towers and the tiers. And then we did, the reception. We would decorate the churches or the wedding hall. And then my mom also was a wedding coordinator. So she wasn't just, an event caterer and pastry chef. She also was a wedding coordinator and did decorations. So I inspired her to start a YouTube channel where she'll be teaching baking basics 101 and interior decorating, because those are the two things that she loves to do the most. And I was telling her that's a good way to combat depression, because my mom's older. She's had 3 strokes. She can't really be like very physical. She has to be in the house a lot. I said, so while you're home, instead of being sad that you're in the house, like, get to work. Like, it's not hard. All you have to do is just write down what you want to say and record yourself. I was like, and I can help you virtually with getting everything set up. So it just, like I said, it reminded me of how I grew up. I was in symphonic band, marching band, choir, jazz band, art, painting, media art. And we had our church, and we had our catering business, and I had a part-time job at McDonald's. So I'm used to juggling multiple projects at once. And quite honestly, I'm used to having multiple streams of income. So instead of being frustrated at my circumstances, I'm going to utilize the different skill sets that I have to generate my new beginning. And I've seen so many angel numbers. My God, yesterday, I think I seen about 20 different angel numbers. So it's like, the angels and ancestors are communicating with me. And even though it does suck to, have to go through this medical part, it's just part of the journey and the testimony. And that was something I'm really grateful that my mom reminded me of. She said, you're going to have a very powerful testimony, because I lost my job with Progressive because of these issues. That's why it's insane that people have targeted my health as something to make fun of for content, when I very well could be dealing with colon cancer, because that definitely runs in my family, and my aunt died from that. So I've been going through this now for almost 4 years total. And I've had to work full-time jobs and choose between my job and getting my health taken care of. And so I was telling her, I said I was getting discouraged because, like, every single job I've been applying for and interviewing with, nothing has manifested. I said, but when I prayed, my ancestors were like, you have so many skills, just start there. Like, really, truly start with entrepreneurship. So being able to talk with my mom, about when she first started her business, and us reminiscing on how we did all this stuff with just me, her, my sister, and my former stepdad. I was like, you know what, I can do this. And so I can do a lot virtually. And then once I've accumulated enough capital, I can rent out a commercial kitchen and start back doing my catering, even if it's just once a week. That way it's not putting too much pressure on my physical health, but I can do, offer prep and drop off in addition to the health and nutrition and meal planning. So this is why I'm starting multiple channels, because these channels will be focused specifically on the individual things that I know how to do, like my cooking, the chef on a budget, eat your way healthy, me talking to her about, just different things you can eat, to like me being iron deficient. I'm iron deficient because of the blood that I lose. So when people were making fun of, my bleeding and making fun of my GoFundMe, that's a real thing I go through every day. And I am honestly anemic. So I was telling her, I said, instead of me taking the iron supplement, which gives me horrible diarrhea, which makes the pain worse with the tumors and the internal and external hemorrhoids, I was like, I cook fresh beets. And my mom was shocked. She's like, you hated beets when you were a kid. I was like, I know, but fresh beets are awesome. They're really good. They taste good. They're naturally sweet. And I was teaching her how to make roasted fresh beets and the health benefits of the high concentration of iron that's in beets and sweet potatoes and carrots and chicken and salmon. And she's like, you really need to teach a class. I said, well, that's what my new YouTube channel is going to be for. I will literally teach health and nutrition from a certified culinary trainer, executive chef, and kitchen manager position, and also from someone who's nationally safe certified for food protection management. Everything I've learned in school and hands-on experience in restaurants and catering, and just studying my own self, I don't believe in, for myself, I don't believe in taking pharmaceutical pills. I don't. I hate it because I was on so many for so many years. And quite honestly, that led to the GI condition that I have now, especially the Ambien. Like the bleeding spells started when I stopped taking Ambien for insomnia. So I'm going to prove that you can heal yourself naturally with no pharmaceutical medication. And that if for every pharmaceutical medication that's out there, there is a food, an herb, or a natural remedy that you can use to treat it. Also, as I gain access back to a kitchen, I'm going to start selling my purple sea moss gel. That is a natural healing agent for multiple chronic conditions, especially thyroid conditions, whether you're hyperactive like mine or hypo like most people. And so I was like, it's just time to focus on the different skill sets that I have and not just be so focused on the investigative research. That's just one aspect of who I am. That's not all of who I am. And to be honest, the amount of drama that comes with that sector of YouTube, I have felt a lot less stress since I've not been dealing with it. I'm just being honest. People are like, well, trolls come with it. Yeah, but on the same hand, I don't have to focus on that shit. I really don't. I don't even have to give my energy to that at all. So, what you focus on, you give your power to. So I'm going to be getting each one of these channels launched this week. My goal is to have at least 2 of the channels launched, hopefully by tomorrow, and to just continue on each day. Cody, I will get with you because I know that we still have to get some of your readings finished. You were the last person whose readings I have to get done. We will get that done. I'll reach out to you and find out what your schedule's like this week. Let me take a look at the comments because I just realized I've been looking at the TV because the visual of this is so peaceful and relaxing that I haven't even looked at the comments. So give me a second. Oh, there's a lot. Oh my goodness. Sorry, you guys. I haven't even been looking at my phone. Jason Brown, good to see you. Cody. I don't have the links yet, but once I do, I will post them. Count me in for paying for lessons on tech stuff. Got you. And that's why I'm offering it, because it's like I've done a whole lot of tech support for a lot of people for free. So time is money, especially now with what, the health challenges are. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate your support. We're definitely still on for Pride Month. So for those who don't know, for those that are new to my channel, I am openly bisexual. Pride Month starts on June 1st. Cody and I are going to be doing a dual panel discussion. I'm going to speak about my coming out experience and just what my experience has been like when I was exploring being a lesbian for 4 years. I literally didn't date men for 4 years straight. I only dated women. And then, the women sent me back to men, quite honestly. But, I'll tell about my experience, and then Cody will tell about his experience having lived as a woman before transitioning and having to go through shock therapy. It's going to be so enlightening. So yeah, as far as I know, we're still on for the first. I'll, talk with you offline so we can get everything scheduled, because it's important to me that people, understand that this is a safe space for all LGBTQIA community members. I don't tolerate any bashing. I don't care if you don't like, people's lifestyles. Keep that to yourself. That's why Temper got blocked. That's why Temper always is talking shit about me on other people's channels, because apparently she's still in her feelings. Well, when you're a bigot and a fucking homophobe and a transphobe, you're not welcomed on the JustDee show. Not at all. And I just don't understand the hypocrisy of people who are openly bisexual that are also transphobic, Jaguar Right. That don't make no sense at all. Like, you like pussy, but yet you say that people who are trans are self-mutilators, which that's also a slight to those who are emo, who have suffered trauma. So we're going to talk about all this stuff together on the panel. So Cody, yes, I will get with you for sure offline, and we will get that scheduled. Cody said, facts, fam, hitting the nail on the head, and people was paying attention. Exactly. So that's why so many people were coming for me in my channel. Even the reaction that I got from Stone when, I just straight up asked him, why did you come to my channel and what are your intentions? Because the things that you call conspiracy theory, I've proved that it's not a theory. That satanic ritual calendar is very real. And so are, current events. So yeah, I will be back on it, like I said, but just not, all the time, and definitely not the overnight. I'm going to try to start doing lives when I feel well enough. I'm going to actually try to do lives kind of like during the day or like the earlier part of the evening. That way, in the later evening, I have that time to myself. Plus, there's things developing in my personal life right now as well. There's events that I really want to be able to go to, like the Adina Howard event. I had a whole episode right around the time her performance started, and I started not to go, and then I just decided to go ahead and pull up anyway because it was not very far from where I was at, and I really wanted to meet her. And then luckily, when I got there, they were like, well, she already performed, and I was getting ready to, just go back because I already wasn't feeling well. Like, I had been bleeding. I was in so much pain. And that's what I keep telling people. Just because you see me smiling and looking cute does not mean I'm not in a fuck ton of pain. You just don't know it, but it's me feeling it. And so literally right when I was about to leave is when the security guard came up to me and was like, Adina's looking for a lady. She said specifically the lady with the afro. And then I seen Flip, shout out to Little Flip. And, he came and got me and took me back to the VIP, and we chopped it up for a few minutes. And then he's like, well, she wants to take pictures with you and talk with you about some things. And come to find out, it was another lady who, she didn't have an afro, but she had an afro, like kind of like Afro puff style. And I guess they had been talking about doing music. And so, just being able to chop it up with her, and she was so down to earth. She was so sweet. She, even like sent up prayers for my health conditions, and she was like, well, we're going to claim healing for you. And I said, I would love to see you perform whenever you come back to Houston. I let her know that I'm an editor and, I capture content. That's why I go to these events. I love live music. So I go, I record, I edit, I make reels, I make videos, and then I promote. That's what I do. That's why you guys see all these different people on my channel that I promote. And it was awesome because I felt so horrible that I missed her performance, but she was so sweet and she was so classy. And Adina is cute. Like, even though she's older, Adina could get it for real. She's adorable. But it was her energy that I loved. She had that high vibrational energy. And so, being able to be, back in the VIP and chop it up with her. And then, like I said, being able to briefly see Flip and chop it up with him. I do think there's getting ready to be some major collaborations being presented. So things are the new beginnings, the 555, the 444, things are starting to manifest. And so I'm still taking things one day at a time. as far as, my living situation, my health, finances. I'm literally just day by day. And day by day, the Most High has been making a way for me. Definitely, I'm grateful to everyone who has sent up prayers that send positive energy. When you guys post your comments, everyone that flooded my live on Instagram, thank you, DzPeepz. All of y'all showed up. I was like, oh, look at, I didn't even know a lot of y'all were following me on Instagram because I really don't be on there. Like, I'm on there, but not really. I'm on there mostly to post, because my feed is full of a bunch of high vibrational posts. That's why I'm always sharing to my stories or whatever. But I don't just be on Instagram. I'll jump on there to share a few things and post and then jump off. So when I seen all of you guys show up, I was like, oh, that's what's up. My DzPeepz is here with me. So shout out to the DzPeepz and shout out to the love that you guys show. You guys mean so much to me. And that's why I wanted to make sure I jumped on here tonight, just to give all of y'all a shout out. Thank you. Thank you for your love and your support. I was telling my mom about starting her YouTube channel, and she's like, well, how many subscribers do you have? I said, well, I'm getting close to 7,000. And she's like, 7,000? And she's like, how long have you been doing it? I was like, pretty much since October. It's the last 8 months. And she's like, that's amazing. And I guess to me, that's not a big deal. I want my channel to grow. I want to be at, the 6 digits on subscribers. But then I didn't, Scorpios, we're so used to going hard. We don't really stop and look at progress. And I was like, damn, she's right. That is pretty amazing. So shout out to all of you. Shout out to the new subscribers. Shout out to the follows on Instagram. Shout out to everyone follow me on Rumble. Again, y'all spread the word. I really want to migrate over to Rumble family. I really do. I really want to get off of YouTube because YouTube allows a lot of bullshit. Now, while I'm grateful that they did take action to get certain content taken down, I don't appreciate them allowing people to impersonate me on this platform. I would rather just not be on YouTube. If I'm being 1000% transparent with y'all, I would much rather be on Rumble. So for those who are not on Rumble, get on Rumble, because pretty soon I'm not going to be on YouTube anymore by my own choice. I'm going to just stream from Rumble because Rumble's growing and they're not censored. They don't do all the bullshit that YouTube does, and they don't allow a lot of the bullshit that YouTube does, and they monetize as well. And they don't make you jump through a billion different hoops to get monetized and to get paid. So that's the platform that's a lot more freedom of speech. And that's the platform that I want to be on. I'll use YouTube for the new channels, but for my truth telling, I would prefer to be on Rumble, quite honestly. Cody said, please, fam, if you got any to spare, please show D some love. Thank you, my love. Appreciate you, my good brother. Good fam. I'm glad you had a good talk with your mom. That is beautiful. Yes. Yeah. The healing has been a blessing. Dee Dee, good to see you, my love. Thank you so much, boo. And calling you a hemophiliac, which is so low down and horrible to say about someone's serious health issues. I will never forgive her for calling you that. This is what I'm going to say to you, family. You have to forgive her to set yourself free and then just leave it alone. When it comes to people being negative, the less energy I give to that, the more at peace I am. Quite honestly. Because you forgive to free yourself. You don't forgive for them. I forgave her. I'm not going to fuck with her ever again. Not like that. But I feel what you're saying. Because, yeah, it's a horrible thing to say. But here's the beauty of all this. Everyone who has lied, slandered, defamed, talked shit, tried to come for me, dox information, said negative things. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, I will lay a table before your enemies. You do know that God will not remove all of your enemies. I need y'all to fully, because y'all are about to watch a bunch of miracles manifest in my life. In the midst of all the bullshit that people have done on YouTube, they're already starting to manifest. So to all those who have worked against me, prayed against me, done witchcraft, spell work, people who call themselves trying to come from my life, all this stuff. They're about to watch the Most High God and my angels and ancestors create this table. And in fact, the table's already being laid. It's already being set. And just like this weekend, I really was like, I'm not finna go to this event because I feel like shit. I could not stop bleeding. No matter how much I wiped, I showered, I kept bleeding. I was in so much pain. I laid down. My ancestors was like, D, get up and go. And I'm looking at the time. I'm like, well, damn, she already started the performance. It's like 9:00. The performance started at 8:30. By the time I leave, it's going to be like 9:30. But it said on the advertisement that it was going to go until like 10:30, 11. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to just go, And sure enough, I was so like heartbroken when I got there. And they're like, oh, yeah, she got done early. But then out the blue, here comes a security guard like, hey, Adina asked for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like God lined that up. God literally aligned that at a moment where I really just felt defeated. I was like, man, I could have stayed home. I done got cute, got glammed up and picked out my afro, and I'm walking around in pain. I'm walking around scared I'm gonna start bleeding again, because that does happen. I will just randomly start bleeding from the back. And it was a beautiful experience. It really was. It was a very surprising, beautiful experience. And who knows what's going to come of that. So between that, and then me just really shifting my focus, like what matters to me is not so much what people have to say about me, but what I know I can do. And I may not be able to physically go into a kitchen and, train and manage, but what I can do is offer a lot of education, meal planning, health and nutrition. I can offer these things online that I talk with people about all the time. Like I talk with a lot of different people about eating your way healthy, meal planning. D, can you give me some ideas for, meals that I can make that are cheap and healthy? Well, absolutely. Tune into my Chef on a Budget, Eat Your Way Healthy segment. So now I'm going to have a whole channel dedicated specifically to that. So it's like, instead of me giving energy to drama and negativity and trolls, which are nothing more than perfect strangers that don't know me, don't know shit about me, have never met me, have no idea what I go through, I'd rather focus on what can I do and then do it. If I gotta sit, there's a reason I carry so much shit with me. There's a reason I carry these little wooden trays with me. Those are my desk for when I'm in the bathroom having an episode. I can take my laptop in there. I might be sitting there bleeding for an hour, 2 hours, but trust and believe I'm going to get some work done while I'm sitting in the bathroom. 85% of my videos have been edited from the toilet. That's just the truth. So at the end of the day, no matter what I go through, I'm very determined to be successful and to get myself out of this position. Not because of what anybody else that doesn't know me has to say, but because I know I can do this. I know how powerful I am. And guess what? So do the trolls. That's why they're watching. That's why they're stalking. That's why they're obsessed. They power that my voice, my channel has. And as much as they try to work against it, they're actually being inspired by it. That's why they obsessively watch. So I don't have time for that shit. Literally, I don't have time. Time is money right now. And all the time that I have outside of when I'm completely feeling like shit is being dedicated to launching these multiple skill sets that I have to bring help and healing to other people while also generating multiple streams of income. That way I'm never, ever, 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 ever in this position ever again. Even though I'm going through this, I'm still going to be self-sufficient, and I appreciate those who have donated that are helping me. I really do. Lord knows I do. I'm so grateful for that. But I've always been self-sufficient. Always. I left home 6 days after I graduated high school. I had my first apartment at 19 by myself. So this is something that I do. I work, I get money, and I build. And so that's what I'm going to do. In addition to that, once I'm in a place where I have regular access to a kitchen, I'm also going to be, as part of my healing channel, promoting CBD based products, not just edibles, actual CBD oil that promotes healing. CBD hygiene products for men and for women. Like there was a guy I was talking to recently that told me that he likes to use CBD oil in his beard. And I was like, you know what? I can make that. Like the product you're paying for, I can make that. I make my own hair growth serum. I make my own deodorant. I make my own feminine wash. I make my own lip balm. It's nothing to make a CBD based oil for men's beards and for shaving. Like there's so many things I can do. It's just a matter of generating the income for the overhead for products, you know, for all of my, what's it called? My brain, because I'm tired. All of my, I won't say ingredients, supplies. There we go. Thank you, ancestors. All of my supplies. And then just marketing. That's what I do. I'm a digital marketer. I'm a multimedia producer. So I'm going to be getting myself back straight financially. I'm going to get everything taken care of. If they have to do another colonoscopy, I'll just have to endure the 10 hours in the bathroom with that disgusting drink. Let's just get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get the biopsies done. Let's get these fucking tumors removed. Let's get my lower intestines repaired. Let's get healthy so I can enjoy life. That's where I'm at. I miss enjoying life and I deserve to enjoy my life. So I'm not going to depend on a man to do anything for me or a woman in terms of like, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, you can get a sugar daddy or a sugar mama. No, I'm going to work. I'm not doing that bullshit. I'm happily single and celibate, saving myself for my divine masculine. And I have way too many skills to be selling my ass. Now, there's a lot of people out here that do that. A lot of these OnlyFans folks, even in certain environments I've been in, I'm not one of them people because I am very skilled and talented. So all I have to do is put my different skill set to work and market it. And that's what my ancestors kept telling me. If you build it, they will come. So I'm building. And so if I'm not available or I'm not on live, trust and believe I'm working on building. And you guys will see the manifestations. Like my goal is to have, if I can have every channel launched by the end of this week, that's my goal. Every single channel. And then I just promote it, market it, and start attracting different target audiences. Because this is also something I learned in college with my marketing classes. You know, there's so much that I've learned in school that I can now apply to my online presence, benchmarking, you know, doing the SWOT analysis, demographics on my target audience, you know, what audience do I want to attract and which services can I offer as philanthropy for free? And then which services need to include a fee and then just, you know, go from there. So the thing that I love is that I grew up in a business. I grew up, you know, in my mom's, and I was a manager for my mom's catering. I was a manager when I was 15 for my mom's catering business. I was also a culinary trainer and a pastry chef and a sous chef. So there's a lot I can teach. Just like my mom, I told her, so you can teach your baking, baking basics one-on-one. You don't have to do a whole lot of labor. I keep trying to encourage her to stay off of her feet, but I'm a lot like my mom, where we don't like to just sit still. We like to be, you know, productive and active. And even after 3 strokes, my mom still bakes. She's still, and like at the church she's at, even though I can't stand Dwight, I do appreciate that they are supporting her baking, you know, her baking goods. Like she sells her cakes and her cupcakes, and she's getting orders. I was like, okay, but you need to chill out. Like you just had a third stroke, during Christmas. So my determination comes from my mother, and I'm going to accomplish everything I set out to. So, like I said, it'll probably, quite honestly, you guys, I see me probably doing the truth telling lives maybe 2-3 times a week max, because it's gonna require a lot of time offline to not only get the channels launched but to maintain them, because this is me doing all this. So for those that call themselves my enemy or whatever, that have an issue, that just, y'all about to fuck around and find out just how protected and highly favored I am. And even in the midst of this, I declare and decree healing over my body from my crown down. I declare and decree victory and favor and abundance no matter what I go through. There's days I don't know where the money's going to come from, and I'm like, Lord, make a way, ancestors assist me, and then it'll just show up. Literally, it will just show up. So the way that God is, that's what I told my mom earlier this afternoon. I said, I teach about manifestation. Well, now the ancestors are forcing me to be the example of manifestation, and to just take things one day at a time, and to never ever put worry or anxiety behind my circumstances, but to walk by true faith and true trusting in the Most High God, that a way will be made even when I don't see any money. I already know that there's going to be a door that's going to open, and then all these different things presenting themselves. These are manifestations of my prayers and intentions, and I'm grateful. And like I told my mom, I said I could sit up and complain about everything, but I'd rather focus on gratitude. When I had to go to the store this weekend, I had to go physically to the store to get change, to wash my clothes and do my laundry and stuff. And I went by the beauty supply place to get some hair products. And I saw this homeless black guy, just laying on the ground. I mean, it's been in the 90s, so it's hot as shit outside. And he's fully clothed. He's wrapped in a blanket. He's high out of his mind, not off weed. And he's talking to himself. And he's got all these bags inside of a wheelchair. And he just was laying out in front of the different stores. And I was like, my God, that could have easily been me. I could have given up on life. I could have got caught up, in that sector of life. But I chose to go the path less traveled. Most women, especially women who are as attractive as me, OnlyFans is a very easy out to make money. Venturing back into certain lifestyles and, getting with sugar daddies and sugar mamas and, just doing all the shit that I don't want to do. And to have people who claim to be friends to continue to suggest that actually piss me off. How are you my friend and you're trying to convince me to sell my ass when I'm celibate? What the fuck? I have skills. I don't need to do that. I don't care how bad it gets. I don't need to do that shit. Like, that really irritated me. Like, stop suggesting that bullshit. Just because that's what you do don't mean that's... And I ain't gonna hold y'all. A lot of women that do OnlyFans is because they don't have skills. They don't have talent. So it's an easy way, it's easy way to make money and shit. But no, that's not... I'm not finna do that. I was like, I'm preparing to get married. I'm preparing to be a mother. I'm not finna be on OnlyFans. And whoever decides to do that, that's on you. But like, stop suggesting that bullshit. I'm not finna do that. So like I said, I looked at that homeless dude and all I could do was thank God that that's not me. And no matter what I've had to go through, I have been protected. I thank God for that. God has kept me. My ancestors' angels have kept me safe. I may not have been in the best environments, all the shit I had to go through with the Airbnbs and shit I've had to go through at hotels and shit I've had to go through staying with people, and yeah, it's all a part of the journey. That way, when the victory comes in, I have a very powerful testimony. And that's what I was speaking about with my mom earlier this afternoon. So I thank God for that healing, because Mother's Day was extremely difficult for me. And then Alyssa's birthday, I was as strong as I could be until 2:30 a.m. when I started having a real bad episode, and I tried to call her, and then that's when I had my breakdown. Because I'm like, how the fuck do I live without you? This is still so fucking weird. And I called my mom. It was like 2:30 in the morning. I was just bawling. And the one thing she said to me, she said, would you want her to still be here suffering the way she was? I said, no. I'd rather endure the pain of missing her than her be here and still struggling with sarcoidosis and diabetes. So I thank God that in the midst of the pain of Mother's Day and the pain of Alyssa's birthday being 2 days after that, that I was able to find the strength to pick myself up and keep going like Alyssa would tell me to do. And then I started reminiscing on all the positive things about her, her medical battle. And she would vent, and she would get frustrated too, and she would get discouraged and depressed sometimes, and she would call me or text me, would encourage her and vice versa. So I was like, I have to keep going, and my future daughter will be named after her as well. I did decide that on her birthday, like my daughter she will be named after her. But I decided, like, you know what, if sis could go through, and she went through much worse in her medical battle, then I can do this. I just got to focus on what brings me joy, what makes me happy. Music is my first love. That's why I've been doing a lot more singing and writing. I'm reteaching myself the piano because I used to play piano and organ. And my mom was talking to me about that. She's like, I remember when you had that little keyboard when you were 13 and you started playing melodies in your, because I've always been a loner, even at home. Like, I was the youngest of four, but I'm an empath. So I like, and I'm Scorpio, so like alone. I'd be in my room on that little tiny keyboard making melodies. And so it was funny that she reminded me of that. And I downloaded this piano app that has like the keys and all that on there. And I made this dope ass beat, y'all. Like, I cannot wait to record the music I've been writing. Like, I made multiple melodies. I made multiple beats, just inspired by music that I listened to. And I'm excited. I am excited to really get my music out there. And I was telling Adina, I said, well, my stage name is D Natural, D with the natural afro. And she was like, I love that. She was like, I can't believe that's your real hair. Everybody thinks I'm wearing a wig until I put my fingers through my hair. I'm like, no, this is my real hair. And so my mom was like, you better not put those braids back in. She's like, wear your afros. So I'm like, it's hot though. Like, it's 90s out here and humid. But I mean, it's my signature staple. So like I said, I'd rather focus on my talents than all this bullshit. I literally don't have time for it. I have so many different things that I'm launching, and it really inspired me just, the time, and it wasn't a super long time, but the time that I did get to talk with Adina. And then she gave me like some healing advice as well. Like, she's like, there's a procedure that's really expensive, but when you can afford it, like she told me, what to look up and what to do. And so like, I'm so looking forward to the next time she's in Houston. I definitely am speaking healing over my body so that it does not prevent me from missing the event. And this is why I haven't been out, you guys, because typically this is what happens. Like, when I every time I've gone to an event, even the For the Love of the Music event back in August, I had 2 episodes horrible that day. Like, so it's just time for me to manifest, not to worry, not to fear, but to manifest everything I need to get my health taken care of, to manifest everything I need to be the successful woman that I am meant to be. I love music. I cannot wait to be able to hire the cover band and perform live. I've had multiple people tell me locally that you need to start going to open mic night. Like, you can sing, you need to get out there, because there's people that will sponsor you. They will hire you to sing with and for them. And so now that's also part of the goal, is generating the income to hire a cover band. And I'm going to start singing. So, instead of just singing on YouTube and Instagram, like, sing in person live. So there are I am motivated. This weekend really motivated me. And I appreciate, again, shout out to Flip, because he's the one that took me. I didn't pay for the VIP. So the fact that they came and got me and took me back to the VIP was pretty dope. And, he made sure to take me and introduce me. And he was like, take some pictures with her and, chop it up with her. She wants to meet you. And then she's like, well, that was a different lady. She said, but I like her. She was like, I like her. Like, let her stay back here. So it was dope. Like, it was really dope. So I have a bunch of pictures that we took. I had pictures I took. And then I took a couple pictures with Flip. I'll be uploading the videos for that. And I just want to seriously, shout out to you, Flip. That was dope as hell, because I was not expecting that at all. Like, that was an amazing experience. And her encouragement was like, don't give up. Don't give up on your music. Like, she's like, we're going to speak healing and you're going to succeed. Like, y'all, that almost made me cry. Y'all understand, like, when you're going through a lot, and to have someone like that just like really take the time to see something positive in you and speak life and abundance, it was amazing. So again, shout out to Adina Howard. I am more motivated now than I've ever been to just keep going and accomplish every goal and dream that I have. Holly, good to see you too, my love. Thank you. Cody said, no worries, fam, but yes, get at me. I miss your face. I got you. Andrew, good to see you, my good brother. Yes. Loretta Hamilton, good evening, JustDee. Glad you're back and doing better. Thank you, my love. Appreciate you. Cody said, right, make that make sense. Or to the women who lose their breast to cancer, they have to have mastectomy too. I actually had a mass that had to be removed regardless. So either way, yeah, yep. We will catch up. I promise we will. I just have a whole bunch that I'm in the middle of doing. Dee Dee said, just got to work. I'll catch rest. Okay, my love. Good to see you. Riri, good to see you. I'm just not going through the comments here, y'all. I have messed up feet. I'm praying for you, Riri. Praying for your healing. Thank you. Yes, for sure. And then also I'll be getting my Etsy store set up this week too for my artworks. Like I said, there's so many things that I'm just going full throttle on. Loretta said, I've been clean and sober for 6 years now, and God has brought me a long way from the streets. Thank you, JustDee. Love to listen. Thank you, my love. And congratulations to you. 6 years sober. Can we give some hearts for Loretta's 6 years sober? Can y'all flood the chat with some hearts? Because that is a blessing. Just like me being, sober from being an alcoholic. Like, I remember when I was an alcoholic, when Elissa died, and then again when my dad died. So yeah, hearts for Loretta being 6 years sober. Congratulations, my love. Thank you, Cody, for congratulating her. Vampire. Yes, I've been away because of the copyright strikes that Danny Robertson had set to my channel on the 5th. So YouTube was, since she sent 2, they told me I couldn't go live for 14 days. And then on Sunday, something told me just see if it works, and then it did. So yeah, we're back. We are back. Here you gonna sing. Oh, child, I'm not worried about Jaguar. I'm not worried about her. I'm gonna sing. Yeah, I am gonna be talking about the Cassie Diddy situation. I think it's horrible that they're trying to use her pregnancy to try to get a mistrial. Diddy, sir, your ass is staying in jail. Okay, and my Funky Dineva voice. Shout out to Funky Dineva, by the way. Diddy, sir, you're not getting out of jail anytime soon. And for you to use that woman's pregnancy to try to get a mistrial, you ain't shit. So like I said, y'all, I will be back live at some point. If not tomorrow, probably the next day. Because I got so much tea about all of this. Including Jaguar taking her ass to the goddamn courthouse for a publicity moment. Ma'am, that was the worst thing your ass could have ever did. And I'm going to tell you why when I do that live. You expose yourself in the worst way by doing that. You always talking about people coming for you. Well, that was the worst thing you could have did. It would have been smart for you to have stayed hidden in the mountains in Arizona. You put yourself on blast doing that. That wasn't smart at all. Cassie got a whole husband and kids and one on the way. She is not studying Diddy at all. Thank you for the hearts for the 6 years sober. Did they really play a recording from Prince? That I don't know. But what I do know is that this motherfucker is trying to use Cassie's pregnancy to get a mistrial. And sir, there are hundreds of people. Not just Cassie. I mean, it's fucked up that they're trying to make it seem like it's just Cassie. Sir, did you forget about the other 250 motherfuckers that have also accused you of this shit? I like, really, Diddy? That's when you know a motherfucker's delusional as shit. Your ass is staying in jail, okay? You're not getting out no time soon, sir. So you might as well go on and get you a good bottom bitch. We already know you probably got 2 or 3. You know, you probably having your freak offs in MDC. Go on and get you a good bottom bitch. Y'all remember on Life when Bernie Mac and the one cat was, you know, doing their little relationship thing? You know, I'm going to have to make... I'm going to edit a character and put Diddy's face on there. And be like, yeah, Diddy, go on and get your bottom, bitch. Go on and get comfortable. And because we know you like the fellas. I'll say allegedly for you too. But sir, everybody knows since the 90s that your ass been dibbling and dabbling in the asshole. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's where the male prostate is at. But sir, living your truth. We know you was using Cassie to get the male prostitute so you could sit there and be touching on yourself. Watching her, you know, stroke they dick with the white fingernails, ironically, just like how Janice got them white fingernails. Oh, you know what? I'm not even finna get into Diddy tonight because I'll go in on this nigga. How the fuck you sitting there? How you sitting there with the cuckold jacking off? Why don't you just get you a boyfriend? Just get you a boyfriend. Now, they say that allegedly, you know, Clive is your sugar daddy. I could see that for sure. You know, Clive likes the dark meat. He like them. He like the darker the berry, sweeter the juice type niggas. You know, Paperwork is Clive's type too. I've been wondering about Paperwork. Because Paperwork, sir, my gaydar is going off. And it's given that you might be allegedly down low. I think you and Jaguar, y'all might have been on some sneaky link shit. Oh, and I watched that interview with Trasha K and Sam. Now, I don't care for Trasha K, but when I tell y'all the shit Sam had to say, child, I said, oh, no wonder Jaguar threatened to sue her and him because he spilled all the tea, and that's your son. Then I found the video where they got evicted and her mom and Sam was outside and she was flirting with the constable. I didn't realize that Black Panthers had things for elderly white men. Because last time I checked, I'm from the home of Malcolm X. Malcolm X didn't fuck with old white men. Black Panthers don't fuck with old white men, Jaguar. I'm gonna need you to make that make sense. Where the fuck they do that at? Every Black Panther I've ever met in real life fucks with their own race. This is not about being racist or prejudiced. These are facts. You was flirting with the old white man constable that you said, I believe the man was married. And it's the audacity to bring up Jesus. You just the delusions of grandeur are insane. Not you flirted with the constable that came to you. So Sam wasn't lying. That's why I went and looked up the video, because during the Trashy K interview, he called you a prostitute. I'm not calling you a prostitute. Your son said that about you. Your son, okay, that lived with you, okay, that said y'all went through 5 different evictions. He said that you have a thing for being a seductress and a demoness, and how you a succubus, and you seduce men to get money out of them. And he talked about how you allegedly did that to Goomba. Children, from the mouths of babes, children know the truth about their parents because we see everything the parents do. So again, as much as I don't care for Trashy K, that interview was extremely telling. And everything that Sam said, I went and looked it up. That little nigga wasn't lying. He said, I found out later that my mother recorded me looking for her pocketbook for a viral moment, and she got paid and got monetized on YouTube. Now that's some, that's some shit for your ass, bruh. And she kept calling the lady at the apartments a cunt. I was like, when black people don't use that word, Jaguar, you about to lose your black card. I'm just gonna tell you, Miss, I'm a Black Panther, and I answered to Fred Hampton. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. I ain't never met a black person in my life that uses the word cunt ever. We don't use that word. Matter of fact, the first half black person I heard use that word was Ralph RC 117, when he kept calling you a cunt. And I said, that must be his white side coming out, because we don't, just like on Cedric's stand up on Netflix, he said, I found out my son was using curse words that we don't use in our culture. We don't say shit, damn. We might say motherfucker, but cunt, ma'am. She kept calling the woman a cunt and a bitch. And then wondering why when they escorted her out and then locked the door, that shit had me dying. She was like, yeah, let's go outside. They walked her outside and locked the fucking door. Sam did not lie on you. You can't say your son defamed you, ma'am. I went and watched that whole fucking video. You was acting a damn fool. And then she was interviewing residents on YouTube, asking the residents about how they like living there and having the residents on. And the one lady was trying to get away from her so bad. I was like, oh, But the flirting with the constable and then talking about Jesus and how Jesus is coming back, when you know damn well ain't no white man coming out the motherfucking sky to carry your black ass to heaven. I was like, you know what? This motherfucker is entertaining. Because what the fuck? Not you flirting with this man and calling yourself a Black Panther. No, ma'am. You finna lose your whole black card. I'm gonna have to roast you this week. That shit was hilarious, but also disturbing at the same time. I said, now she flirting with the white constable that came to put their shit out. She's like, well, they just saved me $600. I was gonna have to pay $600 to move off my shit. Meanwhile, your diabetic mother, bless her heart, God rest her soul, and your son were having to be outside in the heat, and Dallas is just as hot as Houston. And, I get what she said. Well, they didn't evict me. It was, the apartment was in my mom and Gerald's name. I get that. when my ex and I had the condo in Florida during the pandemic, when he decided to leave and not pay the rent, I knew not to ever sign that lease. I didn't. I said, that way anything happened, that shit's on you and your record and not mine. I get that, but ma'am, that's your diabetic mama. Then she made sure to have her mom say on camera that she didn't abuse her because she said people on YouTube called CS. I kept wondering, Child Protective Services do welfare checks on parents. I didn't know that Child Protective Services did welfare checks on parents. That was something new I learned watching that video. So again, when people say things, I go and research. When Sam said during that interview that he was highly pissed, he said, I love my mother, Jacqueline Suzette Wright, but Jaguar Wright, I can't stand her. I was like, God damn. And she says that Sam is autistic. Sam said he's not autistic. Now, he does have some sort of speech, difficulty, but he's very intelligent. He's highly intellectual. That ain't nothing stupid about Sam at all. And he said, Jacqueline Suzette Wright is my mother who I love. But Jaguar Wright is a clout chaser. He called you a prostitute and a demoness and a succubus. Your son said that about you, ma'am. So, I think before you call yourself trying to talk shit about me, I really hope you heal your relationship with your son, because he's making rounds on YouTube and it's not in your favor, ma'am. Not at all. I don't even like that I'm promoting Trasha K right now, but I need y'all to go watch that damn interview, because the way Trasha K kept drinking, I said, oh, she really is an alcoholic. She's even worse of an alcoholic than I was. But she got scared when Sam said, Mom, you need to repent. And I think it's ironic that your son told you the same thing I've been saying. But we're all crazy. Everybody crazy but you. Okay. So anyways, it was interesting to watch. I shall be speaking on that at some point this week. And I will share the links. Y'all can go watch the videos. I might share a screen, because that part where she was flirting with that constable, and then when he walked away, she said, well, that's a handsome old white man. All I kept thinking is, where the fuck is the Black Panther in her? Black Panthers don't date outside of their race. They don't. Because they're loyal to their own race. It doesn't mean that they're racist. They're just loyal to their own race. And you seem to have a thing for older white men. And it made me wonder, did you diddle Donald Trump's balls? Did he put his balls on your forehead? Is that why you went to Mar-a-Lago? Is that why you and old Musty broke up? Because I heard him say that things changed after Mar-a-Lago. Did you and Trump, did y'all get it on when you went to Mar-a-Lago? Because, he is Mr. Grab him by the pussy. I just wonder. I ain't going to do too much of a roast, but, I just found it interesting the way you was flirting with the constable. It was interesting. It was very interesting. Let me take a look at y'all's comments right quick. I'm seeing y'all laughing emoji. I'm so serious, bruh. Ain't no fucking way you talking about you a Black Panther and you flirt with old white men. It don't work like that. It don't. Vampire Guy said the 700 conky. See, bottom bitch. I'm telling you, Diddy Goni, I know you got a bottom bitch in NDC. You probably got at least 3 of them hoes in that motherfucker. Don Richards spoke to, and rumor has it, Justin Bieber is set to testify. Now, I saw that about Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is trying to stay away from this whole situation. He's actually being pressured to testify. He doesn't want to. Because if Justin Bieber testifies, Diddy, it ain't gonna just be you locked up. It's gonna be a whole lot of you niggas locked up if Justin Bieber testifies. And Odell Beckham, allegedly, you're not innocent. Y'all notice Odell ain't been saying shit. Odell Beckham. Have y'all noticed that? Have we heard Odell Beckham defend himself or say anything in the media? Not a damn thing. I showed y'all that video where Bieber was allegedly giving him head on New Year's Eve night. Odell Beckham has been accused by more than just Mr. Bieber, allegedly. So Don Richards, what they're doing with her is what I expected. They're saying, oh, there's inconsistencies, just like the chick that named Jay-Z, and the gang raping. And then she said she was intimidated and was told what to say and do, just like Jonathan Hay. When Jonathan Hayes said that, Jay-Z told him to redact his statement about his alleged relationship with Rihanna. It just seems like when there is some truth, people are pressured and made to look like they're liars. Isn't that something that they often do with survivors of sexual abuse that come forward? They always work overtime to discredit them. This is why with Jaguar, what you're doing is disgusting. Because the fact that you had Tammy on your show, and according to Tammy, she said you were abusive towards her when she decided to not do part 3. It's very disgusting that you took your ass to New York for a publicity stunt on the first day of the jury selection to say that you're a defender of freedom and an advocate for survivors of sexual abuse when you're not at all. You target survivors of sexual abuse. It's almost like you are a part of the fuck shit. Because it's people like you that's the reason why women like Don Richardson and Cassie are now being fucking reamed in court to be made to look like they're not credible because of people like you, who are wolves in sheep's clothing, pretending to be advocates just so that you can have clout and AdSense deposits, because your whole life is YouTube. The fact that you recorded that shit with your son and your mom was diabolical as fuck. I was like, damn, she really has been living for YouTube in the worst way. And to say that you were not a public figure in 2018, that's a damn lie. Because I found you on Storm Monroe's channel in 2018. Jack, what the fuck you talking about? Like, why do you keep saying all this shit, bruh? Like, I don't understand it. Like, you just act like the rest of us that was following you since, like, we don't remember that you were coming out in the public about Jay-Z and Diddy and everybody else on Storm's channel for all these years. And now because you done switched up, you act like we all supposed to forget. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. If you really want to help women who are survivors of sexual abuse, get the fuck off of YouTube. Seriously, just get off YouTube. And stop lying. Stop trying to make yourself look like you're some sort of savior when you are very abusive to multiple survivors of sexual abuse. And as far as I'm concerned, you want to sit up here and convince people that you wasn't around in the case you were named in. Let's see how things go when September come up. Because as far as I'm concerned, ma'am, I feel like you was right there with Diddy. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's my opinion of you, and I'm entitled to my opinion. I feel like you are guilty of everything this motherfucker accused you of, and you told Diddy to snitch, he snitched on your ass. The fact that you told Goomba that you was gonna have his girlfriend and them kids raped and bullets put in their head, ma'am, and you was a dominatrix. Y'all do know that dominatrices are very sadistic. That's their job, is to inflict pain. So ain't nobody believing that you're all of a sudden some savior. And you got a Defender of Freedom award from Trump's team, not from Trump himself, Mr. Grab him by the pussy. See, I remember when that motherfucker said that shit. I don't give a damn if he's president. I will never forget that. So maybe you went to Mar-a-Lago to gargle his balls. I don't know. Maybe you thought if you gave him some sloppy toppy, because they said you allegedly, was giving up head for oxtails and shit. Allegedly. Maybe the reason you and old Musty broke up is because maybe just maybe you was lusting over that ugly ass old white man the way you was lusting over that old white constable that came to put your shit out. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to roast you this week because I was like, you know what? You flirted with the man, and then you told him Jesus was coming back. I am done. I cannot. I swear to God, I cannot. Vampire said, pinching them black nipples. Riri, I'm so serious, man. Like, I cannot with this shit. Vampire said, paperwork, a man that spends his entire stream in pink and purple lightning. Vampire goddess, you silly as hell. RJ, good to see you, family. Good to see you. Good to see you. She said, and Mama Francis out in the hot sun. Right. Yeah. Vampire guy said RC 117 is Ralph new donut. That boy just wants attention because he don't know who the fuck he is. He just wants attention. He's gonna go to any platform where he can get it. It's sad that you a grown ass man looking for validation on YouTube. RJ fam, she done lost the black card a long time ago. Thank you. Straight up. Yep. From Shane Shagwar wrong. No one want to spend 5 minutes with Jaguar. Flirting with that dry. I am done. Purple Flower, good to see you. Cody said apparently Jag took the stand the other day at Diddy trial, but the pic circulating around shows her on the stand in a t-shirt. Like, who doesn't know you dress in your very best when you, not when you're delusional. Yeah. She been jaggernauting Trump. I believe it. She got a record of that nonsense. She flirted with the man for some oxtails. I know. Look, Andrew, I'm so serious. She said probably fiending for some baby or not fiending for baby oil. Foxy Brown been off. She been off the scene for a minute. Jaguar need to go somewhere and sit down with Orlando on the blunt. Allegedly, she said Orlando got picked up. I wonder how she knew that. Y'all remember when she said that a couple months ago? That they got Orlando? Who's they? Because we heard you say on the Goomba voicemails that they wasn't going to need you for this one when you was talking about all of it, how you detailed out how they were going to, rape everybody and kill everybody. It was just weird. You keep talking about they. I think you are they. Yeah. Definitely cloud chasing. Jag better pray Legina ain't sue her for pain and suffering, run to every crack. Oh, child. Not Linguini Gold. RJ said, fam, it ain't been nothing but crickets from Odell Beckham. Thank you. Odell Beckham ain't said shit. He, like, Drewski didn't release the whole statement. You feel me? He didn't produce receipts. Now, here's the thing about Drewski. Sir, you produce receipts that you was at work in Georgia 2 days after said event took place out of state, okay? You could have easily caught a flight back from Florida to goddamn Georgia, sir. So that does not absolve. See, I'm so analytical. I pay attention to every detail. I said, okay, so did the work receipts and, he produced a credit card statement showing that he got gas in Georgia 2 days after the date the woman said she was allegedly raped. 2 days after, sir, you produce work, but where was you at on the day of? See, if I was a detective, I would need your alibi for the date in which she said she was raped, not 2 days after, sir. That does not absolve you. Okay. And I'm not gonna hold you. Drewski, that's a big motherfucker. That's a big motherfucker. That's a big motherfucker. It would be easy for him to hold someone down, allegedly. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I would be scared of Drewski. I'm tall as shit. That's a big nigga. Straight up. So, sir, I'm gonna need you to produce receipts on the day of to excuse yourself from said events, because otherwise, it ain't looking good for you neither. Straight up. Straight up. Ruby said, OMGD, there was one that some ass King Payne did and she threatens Goomba and the kid. No, the one I showed y'all where the one lady, you know, she did the video recording of the voicemails where she told Goomba that she was gonna have his mom was gonna get chopped up. And she's like, you better hope they don't rape her. Talking about the girlfriend, Nikki, and the kids, and talking about how they was going to rape her and the kids in front of him and put bullets in their head, and they was going to do the same thing to him, and detailed out how they would stage it as he's a veteran that lost his mind, and they're not going to need me for this one. You basically, that's a confession as far as I'm concerned. Fuck you mean they're not going to need me for this one? How many times have you done this shit, Jaguar? See, I think they don't think that people like me is going to pay attention to that. You literally said on the voicemail, and they're not even going to need me for this one. So that leads people like me to believe you've done this shit before. Because how the fuck do you know all these details? Just like everybody keeps saying, how does she know everybody's business? Well, you can only know all them people's business if you was around all these motherfuckers. How do you know, Jaguar, that at least 20 men in the industry have HIV from Diddy? Those were your words. You said that shit. I'm going to say allegedly for the sake of YouTube, but I heard you say that shit. I also read it in the article that I'm going to present. You said, I know at least 20 men with HIV. How, Sway? Did you fuck all of them? Because your son said you were a prostitute. I'm not saying that. Your son, Sam, said that shit on the Trash K interview. How, Sway, do you know that 20 different men in the industry got HIV from Diddy? How do you know Diddy has HIV? How do you know all this shit? And if you knew people were being abused, why the fuck you ain't help them, Miss I'm an Advocate? See, a defender of freedom and an advocate is not going to talk about all the shit that they know that happened. They're going to work to stop it. And gossiping doesn't stop sexual abuse, if you didn't know. You know, gossiping doesn't stop people from raping folks. So I'm just wondering. You literally said you knew 20 men. How, Sway? Did you take down the whole team of 20 men? I mean, just, you know a whole lot about a whole lot of people with no receipts. I'm just saying. Ruby said he even had to say to her to stop mentioning, wow. Tonette, good to see you, my love. Thank you. Appreciate you. MJE, why are you here? I really don't know why you here. I really would appreciate it if you wouldn't pop up in my chats no more, because I don't fuck with you. I told you that shit on Stone's channel, and I meant that. You Two-Face. I really don't know why the fuck you in my chat. I really don't. Vampire Goddess, how is she the Grand Master in fighting against them? Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I was reading these articles about her popping up at the Diddy here, and I'm like, oh, here we go. This nigga just had to show up for clout. Well, why wouldn't I be here with my security guards? I don't think you need security. I think people need security from you. Miss, they not gonna need me for this one with Goomba and Nikki and the kids. You know, the people that actually believe your bullshit, they celebrating you being a defender of freedom. I wonder how many of them have heard those voicemails. That shit was disturbing as fuck. And that was you. That wasn't AI. That was you. That was your voice. You were manically calling this man, the same man that we seen strike you after he beat Solar's ass. And then y'all was on the blue couch, what was it, 2 weeks after that? Like, everything was normal, toxic as fuck. He finally leaves you for this chick, and instead of you loving yourself enough to just walk away and heal, no, you proceeded to, stalk and harass this man and then threaten the girlfriend and the kids with rape and being killed. Again, advocates don't do that. Advocates just don't do that. It's real weird. So it's like, you've got these different demons on you, personifying different personalities. And I guess you got one demon that is pretending to be, a savior, wolf in sheep's clothing. And you got another one that apparently is allegedly an assassin. Then you got another one that drives you to drink and then to maniacally call people. And then you got another one that likes to flirt with old white men. And you got another one. I mean, you just got all these different personifications of low vibrational energy. And people wonder why I was praying for your healing. Now I just pray that, justice is served. Because I don't believe you're innocent, Jaguar. I really do believe you was right there with Diddy with the shits. I do. That's my opinion. Just the more I research this Diddy shit and you and your involvement and all this shit again, you was a dominatrix. I ventured into exploring the whole BDSM lifestyle on some freaky shit. No, I never was a sex worker. No, I never got paid. People lying that don't even know me. Y'all can kiss my black ass, what y'all tongue and tell me how the fuck it tastes. I don't give no fucks what you say or think. You don't even fucking know me. She admitted on Piers Morgan she was a sex worker. She said she got paid to be a dominatrix. Now, what I know about dominatrix, I have a dominant side, but I can't be a dominatrix because some of the shit them people was asking me to do, I couldn't do. I just couldn't, especially as a woman who's been raped. Certain things I can't venture off into. It's too much for me. A dominatrix could very well participate in a gang rape. They could do that. I don't believe you're innocent worth a damn. In fact, what I really believe is that the more this case gets investigated, there's about to be receipts pulled on you, Jaguar. In fact, I've seen it. I had multiple premonitions about it. That's why I just sit back and watch. I don't really say much. I just observe like, Scorpios do. You never should have went to New York. I'm telling you, because I know you still watch, you probably listening now. That was the worst mistake you could have ever made, was showing your face at that court. Because now they gonna pull all the receipts on you. And I've heard a whole lot about all these alleged receipts. I'm just waiting on them to just come on out with it. Let's see if it's true. Because I heard there's receipts on you and Odell Beckham. I heard there's receipts on Drewski. And many others. LeBron James, too. That's why his ass left social media and his team. Allegedly. A lot of these people that y'all idolize have allegedly been caught up in not only the sexual abuse, but the satanic rituals that I have been exposing. Why do y'all think so many different people keep coming to my channel out the blue? Again, I didn't find Jaguar. Jaguar found me. I didn't find Stone Paxton. Stone Paxton found me. I didn't find Jonathan Hay. All these people found me. And I'm not a celebrity. But one thing I do have is that satanic ritual calendar that I've been researching since 2018. And so far, everything's lining up. So, instead of getting mad at people, I'm going to do what all Scorpios do when we don't give a fuck about you no more. We sit back in silence and watch you hang yourself. That's what I do. You never should have went to New York. You definitely should have stayed your ass in Arizona. You put yourself on blast for that. Riri says, she says, tell me what I want to know, Gerald, and I spake the kids. Wow. Soul sounds good to see you, my love. Not that he looks like he has AIDS. He might. Shit. Chelsea, good to see you, family. From Ralph. Love is love, BS, nature boy. Did you know he's an arm? Vampire, who are you asking if they're from Ralph? I don't know who you're talking about. Now, wait a minute. Hold up. Let me stop you. You said love is love, BS. Vampire goddess, are you homophobic? Because if you are, I'm going to have to block you. Because love is not BS. I'm bisexual. Many of us on my channel are LGBTQIA, so I need you to clarify that straight up. MJE, stop it in your lives as always. Only supporting. I won't. Jaguars manipulations coming between. No, but MJE, it's not about that. It's about you being two-faced. That's why. And then the fact you was talking shit in Stone's chat. You was showing the fuck out in Stone's chat. So you look, let me just keep it a buck with you. I don't feel that you love or support me. I feel that you are two-faced as fuck. And quite honestly, I'm going to have to block you off my channel because you're an annoying distraction. You're not a supporter. You've been talking shit since February 9th. So I think maybe you just don't quite know who you are. And I think you was on the Jaguar train until you saw how fucked up she was. And that's why you trying to bring your ass back over here. But everybody knows I'm 1,000 on my channel. I don't do fake shit. Very real, very authentic. You was in Stone's chat showing the fuck out. Cody, you was there. A lot of us was there. You were very disrespectful. So that two-faced shit that I'ma fuck with you straight up said in Stone's chat that you still support Jaguar. You need to get off my channel because all you're gonna do is continue to embarrass yourself. Straight up. Wait, Vampire Goddess said MJE, wasn't you just at Ralph's? I wouldn't be surprised. Ralph teaching them how to steal from self-checkout in corner stores. Are you serious? Wow. MJE, interesting about Ralph. I don't trust any content creators as far as I could throw them though. I don't do. Then again, if you don't trust, you know what? I'm just gonna block you. Let me get rid of you. You're becoming an annoying distraction. Goodbye. Get the fuck out my chat. Riri said, like, if she wasn't at the one because of jail, I believe she was part of others. Yes. Odell, look, ranch made. RJ, oh yeah, LeBron ain't no party. Like a Diddy party, exactly. Yep. And not only that, the video where LeBron was freestyling at the Diddy party while Diddy is standing there with one leg propped up, air humping the air like he's fucking LeBron while LeBron's freestyling. LeBron, sir, you're not innocent. Not at all. Vampire Goddess, tell Ralph for a straight man, he talks too much about another man's pussy in front of his sons. Wow. Love is Ralph's slogan. Well, love is love, though. She said, as opposed to love is light. Yep, even called me your troll. Right. That's why I just blocked her. Yeah, you said, I said Amber was a thirsty troll in Stone Paxton's past live a bit ago, and I was almost kicked out for being a troll. Right, like I said, I wish Stone the best, but after that live is when I knew I couldn't fuck with him no more. And then when I sent him the voice messages. Of course I was pissed off. I'm a fucking Scorpio. You disrespect me, you disrespect people from my channel, I'm gonna check that shit. Because he kept allowing it. He kept allowing that shit over and over, with the Danny and the Jag trolls coming for me and then saying, well, I'm not gonna get in the middle of it. But yet, my nigga, how many fucking YouTube links did you send me? Let me address this right quick. I'm gonna address this publicly. Because nigga, you said to me when I asked you what your motive was for coming to my channel, because I am investigating and exposing the very industry that you're a part of. I said, I want to know why you ever came to my channel, because I only followed you back. Like, you came and subscribed to my channel. You dropped down in the chat. You know, you were very supportive. I supported you back. I supported you because you were doing the Justice for Angie Stone. When you decided to switch over to Troll and Jaguar, I knew you was only doing that shit for clout, because you saw that it brings you views and clicks and subscribers. And it was in that, it was cool. The roasting of her, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I encourage y'all to continue to roast her and call her out on her shit. It's not about Jaguar, it's about behavior. When you switched up and you stopped talking about Angie Stone, that was very telling. Because that was the only reason why I supported your channel in the first place. Let me just go on and put this out there. Now, trolling Jaguar and allowing all that drama on your channel, sir, that's your channel. So even if your mods ain't checking shit, you're supposed to. Just like if somebody, just like how I just checked MJE, you're not finna come in my chat and be two-faced. Bitch, take your two-faced punk ass the fuck off my channel. I address shit. You did it. You allowed that shit for engagement and for content and for goddamn clout. You allowed people to continually disrespect me. And I addressed it several times very calmly. I said, Stone, I would never allow nobody on my channel to disrespect you, bro. Like, why are your mods allowing these people to just, like, I wouldn't even be talking to these motherfuckers. I'm in there supporting you, and then as soon as they see me, here they come with all this bullshit. Why are your mods not blocking this? Why are they not? Well, you know, I don't get in the middle of things. I respected that. Okay, cool. You don't want to get in the middle of it. All right, cool. But when you started calling yourself, calling out my subscribers that I brought to your shit, where we paid for memberships for your channel, see, they wouldn't have never came to your channel. Cece wouldn't be over there right now if it wasn't for me. Lisa Adams would have never been over there right now if it wasn't for me, my nigga. I brought people to your channel the same way I brought people to Jaguars. The same way I got Jaguar Right Show YouTube channel, her first 100 subscribers, that came from JustDee Show supporters. We didn't have to support your shit. We didn't have to pay for memberships for your channel, sir. That's why I got upset with you about that. Because after what I went through with Jaguar Family, how many times did I tell y'all I'm not fucking with no more content creators after Jaguar did that bullshit on February 9th? If y'all remember that, please put a J in the goddamn chat. So the fact that I gave you a chance, because you seemed to be real, but sir, I heard a whole bunch of shit about your ass. Now you want to talk about these hating ass motherfuckers that I didn't block, that I don't fuck with, talking shit about me? That's what they supposed to do. They trolls. But I've heard things about you from the music industry, sir. You didn't know that. You know it now. I think you thought you and Mish are the only people connected in the industry. I know a lot of people in the industry too, who said you were only doing the Angie Stone stories for clout, and it's starting to look like that. Because when is the last time we've heard you talk about Angie Stone, sir? Mr. I'm trying to get justice for Angie Stone, trying to get money for her kids. Meanwhile, Diamond and Shayna been called out for contacting the insurance company the day after Angie was pronounced dead? Why are you all this let's get money for Angie's kids? They not kids, they grown ass motherfuckers. And from what I seen, Swavo ain't struggling worth a damn. He got all the clothes and the cars, and so what's really going on? What's really going on, Mr. Paxson? Who sent you? That's what I said to you. Now you want to get mad because I was pissed off. I'm a Scorpio. You thought I was just all love and light. You didn't think you was going to get that Scorpion stinger when you kept allowing people to disrespect me. Then you tried to call one of my biggest supporters a troll because he called out an actual troll that you don't know, Ambly Harley Quinn Hart. Ain't been nothing but a goddamn troll on all of our... That's why I told you, I'm going to let you fuck around and find out, sir. I'm not going to warn you about shit else. And I have not contacted your ass since. Now, y'all can support who y'all want, DzPeepz. I'm not fucking with that nigga no more. Because something about you says you're very duplicitous, sir. You kept allowing them trolls to disrespect me. You enjoyed it from what I seen. You allowed it. You didn't check it at all. We didn't have to... Family, I'm the one that was like, let's go support Stone. Let's go over, just like I did with Jaguar. Let's go over to his live. We all signed up for membership. We didn't have to do that shit. And let me be very clear. I don't need you or Meech for clout, and I for damn sure don't need y'all for music. Don't nobody know you niggas. Not that I know. Y'all say y'all are a legend. I ain't never heard of y'all. Let me be honest. I've never heard of y'all. Never. I've never heard of you a day in my life until you dropped down in my chat. And again, I didn't clout chase off of you. You came and found me. That's what makes me different from all the clout chasing content creators like Maggie, King World, Official King Payne, Danny, all them people that was in your chat, Ambly Harley Quinn, Bonnie Ellis, who you trying to allegedly goddamn interview, all these motherfuckers that are real rejects of YouTube that I don't fuck with. They came and made themselves known. So did Ralph RC 117. They came and made themselves known. I never heard of you, sir. I for damn sure never came to your channel until you came to mine. That's why I'm not like them. I don't need you for shit. I told you I was investigating this whole shit, and I still am. You're now a part of that investigation, just like Jaguar is. I don't trust you worth the damn. And I don't believe that you actually care about Angie Stone. I do believe that you are, you know, it hurt you when she passed. But what I've been hearing from quite a few people in the industry is that allegedly y'all all had something to do with her demise because you all allegedly financially benefited from her sacrifice. She called out UMG. Your brother works for UMG. Your brother was put on by Clive. I went easy on Vassal because you were showing support and respect. The minute you allowed disrespect and then had the audacity to gaslight me and try to make it seem like I'm being negative and I'm being about drama because I'm directly asking you why the fuck you keep allowing these people to disrespect me when I've never done that on my channel. Oh no, I'm not gonna fuck with you. But I do want y'all to still go in on Jaguar. I do. If Meech is gonna sue her, great. Let her ass get locked up. But I don't believe you innocent neither. I'm just going to be honest. I don't believe Diamond's innocent. I don't believe Shayna's innocent. I believe all you motherfuckers had something to do with Angie's sacrifice, and I'm going to keep investigating it until I find out the truth. So thank you for the fuck shit you did, because now that set me free where I ain't got to give a fuck about you no more. I don't have to give a fuck about not researching your brother, which I've been doing this entire time. You just didn't know it. And my supporters don't have to support your platform. Now, if they choose to, so be it. Y'all go do y'all. Y'all grown. But I'm not fucking with that shit no more. Because I didn't like the way you gaslit me. I didn't like the way you completely avoided my question when Jaguar accused you of hitting up Ayasha. If Meech would have never came to your own, that Jaguar set Ayasha up with Meech. So everything she said on Paperwork wasn't a lie. And I remember how you kept sending me links to Paperwork Party TV's lives. D, go check this out. You kept sending me the links to Quiet Storm's lives. You sent me the link to Messy Sweets by all people that I don't watch. I don't watch none of their platforms. I don't fuck with these people. And the audacity to say, don't involve me in your bullshit, but yet you involve me in all of that shit. Content creators, you know I don't fuck with because you don't see none of their content on my channel. That's messy as hell. That's duplicitous as fuck. That's two-faced as fuck. I don't fuck with two-faced motherfuckers at all. I'm a very all or nothing Scorpio. Very real. Very authentic. And when I'm done with your ass, I'm done. You will never hear from my ass again. Straight up. So nah, I don't believe you innocent. I believe that you are hurt behind Angie's passing, but I don't believe that you're innocent. And you and Meech calling yourselves the vanguards of the music industry, I researched that as well. Guess where that led to? UMG, Warner Brothers, and Sony Music Group, sir. All companies that Clive Davis has had a hand in starting. You're starting to sound like a conspiracy theorist. It's funny. I found another nigga that inboxed you on Instagram. I got those receipts. You said the same shit to him. And you blocked him too. Everybody's not crazy, sir. Everybody's not a conspiracy theorist. In fact, I think I hit the nail right on the motherfucking head. And maybe it scared you a little bit. So Operation D's crazy. She's the conspiracy theorist. Okay. Now you say you're a Buddhist. You're not behaving like one. You was sounding like your ass was rolling when you went the fuck off about spiritualists and conspiracy theorists and the Illuminati. All things that, you know, directed at my channel. But yet you're a Buddhist. And I thoroughly enjoyed the roast about Jaguar. Don't get me wrong. But the way you're constantly going in on Jaguar is not something that Buddhists do. The way you've lowered your vibration is not. See, that was also why I supported you, because you were presenting yourself as a high vibrational person. I looked at you in like a brotherly way. I never looked at you in any sort of romantic way. For all those that wanted to lie about a crush, let me tell you something. There's only one man I'm interested in, and he's right here in Houston. And even with that, I'm still happily single, because even that nigga got to prove himself for me to even take him serious. So my interest was the Angie Stone investigation and you presenting your energy as this high vibrational person. Turns out that wasn't true. It didn't take long to see the real you. Ooh, bars. I'm going to make that into a song. Turns out that wasn't true. Didn't take long to see the real you. That might be a whole song. So, you know, because I've heard so many things while I've been on this little vacation from YouTube. And I said, oh, I'm going to address that shit when I come back. See, I had decided to not publicly address this, but I decided, well, since motherfuckers are having public conversations, let me set the record straight, sir. Never have I ever been attracted to you. I don't like old men. Let me be honest. Niggas over 50 can't fuck. Let's just keep it a buck. I'm a Scorpio who's celibate. If I'm going to be with somebody, I'm going to be with somebody who has the stamina and the youth. Someone my age, okay? Because you damn near 15 years older than me. Don't nobody want you or Meech. Let me be very clear, because I'm tired of hearing that bullshit too. I'm not Jaguar. I'm not walking around with Miss Chokeslam dick sagging ass titties. I'm fine as fuck. Okay? I take care of my body. It was never about that. I believed in you until you showed me something different. I go by what people do, not by what they say. And I believe that you might have been sent by Clive himself in UMG to create more distractions on YouTube the same way Jaguar and Paperwork have been. I find it interesting that was a topic of discussion that we discussed a lot. Just like when you sent me the information about Quiet Storm's daughter and told me not to tell, don't put that out there, that you got it from me. Well, cat's out the bag now, nigga. I don't owe you no motherfucking loyalty. Because you for damn sure didn't show me any. I find it interesting, though, the same way they're trying to discredit Don Richards is the same way you tried to discredit me when I called you on that shit. You didn't answer none of my questions either. You gaslit the fuck out of me and then tried to say I was being negative because I was passionately addressing the shit. Interesting how that works. Sometimes when you hit a nail of truth, people get upset. Because you just came up out of nowhere on YouTube. Out of nowhere. Who the fuck is he? I've never heard of him. He says he knows Angie Stone. All right, cool. He might have some information that the mainstream media is not putting out there. Let me see what he has to say. Seen the first live, felt your pain, prayed for you. I'm a spiritualist. The pain was real. I'm not saying the pain ain't real. The motive for why you're on YouTube is what I question, because you've been on YouTube, sir. I looked at your About Me section. You've been on YouTube for, I believe, about a decade or longer. Your channel really wasn't popping with just the music. But the Angie Stone, why did Angie Stone mention my name? And I'm going to be honest with you, Stone, I still haven't seen that video where she said your name. I've been looking for it. You did the 8-part, series. You did good. You breadcrumbed everybody. You got your viewership up. You got your subscriber count up. You got your clout up. I'm not mad at that at all. But you ain't been talking about Angie since last month. That's the first thing I looked at. Now he's solely focused on Jaguar. And then here come all the goddamn trolls. That wasn't there when you were solely talking about Angie Stone. That's how you know they're fucking trolls. And I tried to warn you. And you got upset. D, I'm not going to listen to what these people are saying negative about you. They've come to me about you too, and I'm not going to listen. Well, looks like that's a goddamn lie. But like I said, go right on ahead and do that. You know why? Because everything I told you that these motherfuckers are going to do, they're doing it. I try to tell you. So just like I told you, I'm going to let you fuck around and find out. I ain't saying shit else. But the same woman you got mad at, Cody, a.k.a. King Lone Wolf, for calling a troll, is indeed a troll. She brought her psychotic, maniacal ass to my chat, cursing, calling me all types of bitches and shit because of a panel discussion that me, Jaguar, and Grace had about her a few months back. Because she was trolling and lying. She kept running back and forth between Jaguar and Official King Payne and Danny Robertson, and she'd say one thing, just like what MJE just did. She'd come to Jaguar's channel, Jaguar, I love you. Then she run in their channels and talk shit about Jaguar. Then she come back to Jaguar's channel and talk shit about them. Those are trolls, sir. And they're trolling you. So what do you think they're doing to you? The same shit. All I was trying to do was warn you. I'm not gonna let anyone tell me who I should and shouldn't talk to. Okay, ain't nobody tell you who the fuck you should and shouldn't talk to. That's nothing. You jump to conclusions like you on that shit, sir. You know, I used to fuck with XOs back in the day. I understand when you crash and how it makes you be. And to each their own. Do you, if that's what you're doing, allegedly. Because people from the industry said you be allegedly fucking with that shit. All I'm saying is, before you get mad at someone for trying to warn you, maybe listen to what, those of us that actually have experience with these fucking trolls are trying to tell you. But on the same hand, if you want to let people get you caught up in a bunch of bullshit, that might just be your karma. So that's why I'm not saying shit else now that I've addressed this shit publicly, because I got way too many positive things I'm focused on launching. Ain't anybody got time for y'all bullshit on YouTube. I really don't. And quite honestly, I really don't give no fucks about y'all. If you want me to be honest, you know who I give a fuck about? My subscribers. My supporters. The rest of y'all's channel, whatever y'all talk, I don't give no fucks. I don't. Do you? I wish you well, but I don't believe that you're innocent. I don't believe Diamond's innocent. I don't believe Shayna's innocent. I don't believe Lethal Carter is innocent. I believe every last one of y'all are connected. You said you knew a lot about the accident. How, Sway, if you wasn't there? I remember when you kept telling me that, and I kept wondering how could he possibly know all this if he wasn't there? How did you know that 3 of the backup singers had guns on them? How did you know that there were gunshots before the alleged accident? How, Sway? Just like with Jaguar. How do y'all be knowing all this shit? I'm so overly analytical and an overthinker that was I never told you that. But the minute you kept saying, I said, how the fuck does he know all of this? And if you knew all of that, you kept saying that, you were supposed to have gotten Angie Stone's residency. And if y'all would have just got her residency, that wouldn't have happened. Well, how do we know that wasn't intentional? Because again, your brother works for UMG, sir. Now, I was theorizing that maybe she hired y'all because she wanted somebody from the inside or maybe she was played. And maybe people were sent to be wolves in sheep's clothing. Maybe Shayna wasn't the only plant, allegedly. So now we're getting into the thick of things. And the more I brought up that satanic ritual calendar, the more it seemed to irritate your demons, just like Jaguars. Also very telling. Very telling. See, again, I'm not a part of the music industry. I'm just an observer of energy, frequency, and behavior. I watch patterns of behavior. The same way Jaguar jumped off my panel every time I brought up that satanic ritual calendar, the same way she started being fucked up towards me, the more I was connecting the dots. Why the fuck did you do the same exact goddamn shit? Why did Angie Stone mention my name? Why did she? Why did she hire you and Vassal when she called out UMG and Vassal works with UMG and was put on by Clive? Vassal also worked with Warner Music Group and Sony Music. And UME is owned by Jay-Z, Universal Music Enterprise, that manages catalogs, and Angie's catalog skyrocketed after her alleged death. How do we know Angie's even dead? This whole thing could have been staged for money. That was brought to my attention. D, have you ever considered that Angie Stone might have faked her own death? Absolutely. Absolutely. Or her death could have been staged and she could have been made a sacrifice to be made an example of. There's a lot of theories. But one thing there is not is concrete proof. And where there's not concrete proof, there's fucking lies. That's common sense. There's a reason this shit is so goddamn ambiguous. That's intentional. But I'm not stupid and I'm not falling for the bullshit. Straight up. Gail, good to see you. She said, it's crazy out there. I thought Stone was going to uncover the truth regarding Angie, but now he seems to just want to promote his... Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. MM was her bread and butter. Yep. I don't know where Quiet Storm has been because I don't watch his channel. After I exposed him, I was done with that shit. Gail said, Maggie, Jag, Stone, Danny, all just the same thing to make money and push your channels. Exactly. Vampire Guys, did y'all see the shit show that is... No, I don't... I'm serious. I do not watch these people's channels. So, I literally... The only time I went to Quiet Storm's channel was when I was sent emails that he was threatening me or whatever. Since then, I have never been to his channel because I don't support registered sex offenders at all. And I for damn sure don't watch their platform. Toinette, but you're very correct because those are the companies that Miss Angie Stone was going after. Exactly. Yep. Straight up. Straight up. Gail said, I'm interested in the truth and that only indeed seems to want. That's all I want to know is the truth, bruh. It's too many people lying. Andrew, thank you. I'm happy to be back. Yeah, Chelsea, he says he's a Buddhist. Like when we first connected, he was telling me about going to the Buddhist monastery and stuff. And honestly, it was inspiring me to research about Buddhism because it seemed like it was similar to my actual spiritual beliefs. Yeah. April, I caught you. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. Yes, we back. We are back. Ruby said, and he still bothers with Auntie Mickey knowing. Exactly. And Auntie Corella DeVille Mickey supports a registered sex offender and has Quiet Storm all over her channel. And I found out she got a whole husband. See, a lot of y'all just messy on YouTube. Y'all just messy on this app. How you got a whole husband and got this nigga all over your channel like he's your side nigga and you supporting him talking about, well, you know, a person's past. I would hate to be your daughter, granddaughter, niece, or nephew. The way you are supporting this man is very uncomfortable for a married woman. You act like y'all fucking. I'ma just be honest with you, Auntie Mickey. Your energy gives, like, you and Quiet Storm give the same sneaky link energy that Jaguar and Paperwork do. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. Not Stone is a messy sweet spot. I'm done with you, Vampire Goddess. This nigga said free Ayasha. I'm done. Vampire Goddess, you stupid as hell. Not free Ayasha. Where the hell Ayasha been at? That's what I want to know. Where's she been at? Gail said, my eyes have been open lately, especially Maggie, if you disagree with her. Yeah. Maggie ain't nothing but another Jaguar. Yeah, I call them the real rejects of YouTube and the real geriatrics of YouTube and the real psychopaths of YouTube. That's all they are. Real rejects. Chelsea said, you know what, D? It just seems like Paxton is low-key in cahoots. That's what I'm saying, y'all. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. That is what I'm feeling. No need to follow someone who doesn't give you support when you're low as fuck. If they would do that to you, they are no different than Jack. And that's exactly why I stopped fucking with him. Unsubscribe, cancel the membership, all of that. I'm done. You prove to me way too many times that you would never be loyal to me the way I was loyal to you, so you don't deserve my loyalty. Shout out to God is Mercy. She talked about that on her one of her lives earlier today. She talked about how people always fuck around and find out after we leave them alone that we were right. She's like, they always never appreciate our loyalty until they lose it. A Scorpio can love you to life. We will pour into you. We will be loyal as fuck. We will show you so much love and support. But the minute you betray us, we will cut that shit off like that. That all or nothing shit about us is very real. She's like, and it's always when you cut a motherfucker off that they realize what the fuck they had in your loyalty. And they get mad because they can't get it back. Like, they always got to lose us before they value what the fuck we bring to the table. That's why I don't fuck with a lot of people, because it takes, back in the day, I would let people, you know, a couple of times. Now you got one time to show me that your ass ain't loyal. I'm going to cut your ass smooth off. I was shocked that MJE brought her bitch ass in my chat. It's the audacity for me. It's the audacity for me. Because, bitch, you been talking shit. You been talking shit since the beginning of this fucking year, my nigga. And then to sit up in Sone's chat and clout chase and talk shit to me in his chat. You changed your fucking avatar, which that's also telling. Every time motherfuckers is changing their goddamn avatar, there's something to that. Then you want to come in here talking about it's all about loyalty. You don't even, bitch, you couldn't be loyal to save your goddamn life. You don't know what the fuck loyalty is. It was you trying to embarrass me in his chat when I called you out in the chat. I said, wait a minute, I know you didn't just say you still support Jaguar. Then why the fuck are you on my channel? Then the back and forth. So nah, one thing I will never be is fake. And let me be real with y'all. If you're not a supporter on my channel, I really don't give a fuck about you. You're a whole stranger. Let me be honest. So I don't have to care about what you think. I don't have to care about your fucking opinion. What I have to care about is my own healing and my manifestations. And bringing the truth, like I always do, about the shit that I research. I don't give a damn about people calling themselves trying to dox me, trying to embarrass me. Baby, I'm not embarrassed about no part of my journey. I'm a 2-time thyroid cancer survivor. Yes, I've struggled over the years because of thyroid cancer. When I've been evicted in my past, matter of fact, let me put this out there. Since Official King Payne did that bullshit, that's why I got your video taken down, bitch. When you were doxing about the eviction that happened to me in Missouri, my father had just died. I was extremely depressed. I was extremely sick. And I was living off of my school money. That's when I was enrolled at Rasmussen College School of Design, getting my degree. My reimbursement was delayed by 3 months. And what you didn't know with your stupid ass is that I had a homegirl that managed that property that put me at that property for free because my father had just died. And she wanted me to be back in Kansas City, closer to her. When she got into it with the owner and quit, and the owner found out I had been allowed to stay there, they was like, okay, you're going to have to start paying rent. I said, all right, cool. I'm going to get my reimbursement next week. I'm going to pay y'all up because I would pay my rent up. See, motherfuckers call themselves trying to call me out that don't know shit about me. My father had died, sick all the time from Graves' disease, living off my school money because I was getting stacks when I would get my reimbursement got delayed. That was why I couldn't pay them that 1 month of rent, which is what you brought up on the channel. It was only $600. Yeah, bitch, I didn't get my reimbursement. So what I did is I gave them a 30-day notice and told them I was going to move out. They were like, well, if you don't pay the rent, we're going to file an eviction. I said, why would you file an eviction when I'm telling you I'm going to move out? They filed that shit. They mailed it. I didn't get the summons for the court, so they got the default judgment. See, again, people think they're embarrassing me. Let me tell you something. My journey is nothing short of a miracle, because you, sir, have never had to deal with cancer. When I found out I had to have my thyroid cancer surgery when I was back home, I got fired because I had to have my thyroid cancer surgery. I had my own apartment in Omaha. I got fired. My endocrinologist wrote a letter to my employer. My surgeon wrote a letter to my employer. My primary care physician, they all wrote letters to my employer and said, it's life or death. She has to have this surgery. We cannot delay it. Because again, I had multinodular goiter and my biopsies came back malignant. I lost my job because I fucking had cancer. And I fell behind on my rent. And the bitch tried to lie to unemployment and tell them that she didn't fire me for that purpose, that she fired me for excessive absenteeism, and lied and said that days that I had approved time off, that I didn't have that approved time off. The dumb bitch didn't know I had been secretly printing all of my time off requests. And when I presented it to the unemployment judge, I won my unemployment. But at that point, I had already been evicted. See, you brought up shit you don't know nothing about and called yourself flexing, trying to embarrass me. I hope you feel stupid as hell right now. Because I wonder how you would feel if they told you you had fucking thyroid cancer and you have to have surgery and your employer fucking fires you and lies on it. Lied about it. And she got fired for doing that shit too. It was so much karma for her ass. She lost her job behind that shit. Because my homegirls that still work there told me, they said, oh, you know, they fired her behind what she did to you. I said, oh, thank God. Yep, the bitch got fired a month later. And guess what I did? I moved into my new apartment. Eviction and all on record. I got a whole new apartment and I went and got a whole new job after having thyroid cancer surgery. So nigga, fuck you for calling yourself doxing my information. Do that shit again. YouTube said your whole channel is going to be taken down. Because I showed them all the receipts of every violation you did, timestamp and all. I spent 8 hours silently analyzing your content and reported it. So it really wasn't a flex, sir. You made yourself look stupid. And everybody in your chat, including RC117 with your punk ass, everybody in your chat was talking shit. Don't none of y'all know my journey. And you could not have ever survived what I've been through. My father had just died. And my homegirl was like, yo, come to KC. And then I found out, like I said, she got into it with the owner. She walked out, left the job. The owner was a bitch. I up and left. There was no damages to that property. I couldn't fit everything in the car, so I had to leave some shit there. They knew I was leaving. They did that bullshit on purpose because they was pissed off at her. So while you want to talk shit about some shit you don't even fucking know about, my nigga, you can kiss my black ass with your tongue out and tell me how the fuck it tastes, bitch. You so busy trying to be a whole entire bitch. Let me tell you something. Live in your truth. I don't give a damn if you gay. I'm bisexual. But stop trying to act like a whole bitch. You wish you had a pussy with your bitch ass. Fuck out of here. You could not have ever survived what I've been through. And I still kept it pushing. I got my new apartment. I healed from my surgery. I started my cheesecake business. By the way, that cheesecake business that you brought up is not my business. When you brought up that cheesecake lady in Texas, that was not my business, sir. In fact, that was one of my competitors. My brand name was the Cheesecake Lady Texas. You did a whole bunch of lying, which made yourself to look non-credible and ignorant as fuck. And there are people right now in Houston still requesting my cheesecakes. See, again, you ain't got no skills, you ain't got no talent, so the only thing you can do is sit up and talk shit about survivors of sexual abuse, which makes me wonder if the rumors about you allegedly being a pedophile are true. Because these YouTube streets been saying that shit about you for quite a few years, even before I ever heard Jaguar. Before she ever came on my panel talking about it, people said you've been allegedly convicted for being a whole pedophile. That might be why, if that's true, if that's allegedly true, that might be why you target women who are survivors of sexual abuse to bash on your channel, sir. So yeah, it was interesting, the things that you brought up. And then you also lied. I told my mom about this. She said, well, you're a public figure now. You got to expect it. They're going to hate on you because you're more talented than them. She was right. You lied and said I was arrested for bludgeoning my best friend when I was 20. When I was 20 years old, I was a faithful and devout member at Christ Apostolic Temple in Des Moines, Iowa. I did not live in Missouri when I was 20. I have no criminal record. That's why you brought up the evictions, because I don't have a criminal record. Not even a fucking misdemeanor, bitch. You made up so many goddamn lies. And even though I got that live taken down, I downloaded it, sir. So guess what? You set yourself up to be sued for defamation, slander, harassment, not just bullying, stalking, and assault. You might want to talk with an attorney real soon, because I got your live. And I got that motherfucker taken down too. Stupid bitch. Yep. I was in Iowa. And I was a member at that church, faithful. Even to my mom's a member. She said, everybody remembers you. So every time I bring up you, everybody knows me because I was there 7 days a week. And I had 3 jobs, sir. And I was in college. The fuck you mean I was arrested for bludgeoning my best friend? My best friend lived in Omaha, Nebraska. I was in Iowa. You literally made all that shit up. Then you doxed my identity information, setting me up for identity theft. There's so many crimes in what you did. You don't even realize that shit. You do realize you can go to jail in my Funky Dineva voice. It's not just about you paying damages, sir. Those are criminal acts, you fucking idiot. And all the real rejects of YouTube and your chat talking shit. It's going to be mighty funny when y'all get named as accomplices for his crime. You mentioned that Danny Robertson gave you my government name. You do realize that that person's going to be included in that as well. You brought up my ancestors. They visited you multiple times since you did that live. They're not going to stop. Not for the sake of me, because I don't give a fuck about you. Your life means nothing to me. But for your own sake, if I was you, sir, I wouldn't ever mention my name again, because my ancestors don't play about me. And if you think your life is bad right now outside of YouTube, sir, oh, it's about to get much worse. The biggest mistake you ever made was doing that fucking live because you in your goddamn feelings about a roast that me and Jaguar did about you last year, sir. Get out your motherfucking feelings, bitch. Because that's exactly what the fuck you act like a bitter ass bitch that wish you had a pussy. And if you want a pussy, go get the sex change. You can do that shit before Trump stops all of it. You want to be a girl so bad? You with the girls? You want to talk about my daddy, sir? I researched you, your mama, your sisters. Oh, I know everything about you I need to know. See, I'm a silent observer. You would not have ever even known any of this if I wouldn't have mentioned it tonight. All the information I need about you, I have. And there's nowhere you can go where you can hide from my ancestors. See, you never should have invoked them. You never should have mentioned. And I don't care what ancestors, baby, the minute you said that, you drew them to your ass. So if you want to keep talking shit about me, understand they're not going to leave you alone. You can't arrest an ancestor, sir. I don't have to do anything to you but report what you did to an attorney. You'll pay for what you did. I'd rather be open and honest and transparent about my past as opposed to let a whole stranger that has never had a conversation with me, that doesn't know shit about me, paint a false picture. And then you mentioned a sex tape. I don't have a sex tape. What I believe you're talking about, and this is how I know that Maurice McLean was involved in this shit with fat ass obese Kim. Let me see your transcripts. I'm about to choke and die on a chicken bone looking fat ass. Maurice, who you mentioned, she should have known better than to mess with a young man. Maurice is gay and has a husband, sir. Maurice is the grandson of the woman who was a mother figure to me when I was a member at Christ Apostolic Temple in Des Moines, Iowa. I looked at Maurice like a kid brother. Never have been attracted to him because Maurice has been gay since he was a kid. He didn't come out the closet until a few years back. But even when he was a kid, I knew he was gay. In fact, I used to babysit Maurice. Okay? Maurice is the one that told me about Kim wanting to interview me, him, and Levita to tell our stories about surviving sexual abuse at Christ Apostolic Temple. That's why you played that interview on your channel. And Kim, with your fat ass, you a stupid bitch. Because you knew that shit when you interviewed us. You knew I wasn't involved with Maurice. Maurice was family to me until he turned out to be two-faced. And all the people kept saying he was a clout chaser. They were right. It took me a while to see it, but they were right. He just wanted to promote his book. And I promoted his book. I purchased his book, Divorce in a Cult, because it spoke about our experiences at that cult. Maurice was sexually assaulted as well by members of the church, just like Levita, just like myself. That's the only reason why I even know who the fuck you are. Let me see your transcripts. I ain't never heard of you either. And in all the years you've been on YouTube, your channel has not grown. But you were in your feelings when I said we weren't friends. We weren't. I tried to form a friendship with you, but even last year, you were sometimey, like most of these hating ass bitches in Houston. So I fell back from you. You notice I stopped calling you. I stopped texting you. I just stopped fucking with you because you weren't genuine. That was way before Jaguar Wright ever came into my chat. Way before. Way before. So I'm going to need you, let me see your transcripts, to stop lying saying that, well, you know, Jaguar turned her. No, she didn't. Maurice and I had a conversation about you clout chasing off of our pain and monetizing off of our pain, just like Demetrius Senegal, who you were also researching, who also inserted himself into us telling our truth about what we went through at Christ Apostolic Temple. He decided to launch an investigation against Dwight Reed, and we supported it because Dwight Reed needs to be removed from that church as pastor. But then when we found out that his nonprofit organization was receiving grants off of our story that we shared with you, that was why I stopped fucking with you, Kim. Had nothing to do with Jaguar. Had everything to do with you and Demetrius Senegal getting paid to capitalize off of our pain. Right then and there, I knew your ass wasn't genuine from the jump, and I stopped immediately fucking with your ass. So let me give you some clarity with your obese motherfucking ass. You one heart attack away from goddamn dropping dead. You need to get your health taken care of too, especially your heart. There's a whole bunch of fat around your heart. I'm not being funny. I'm serious. You got coronary issues. Go get that shit checked out. So while you was in Official King Payne's chat and channel talking shit about me being a witch and how did she go from Christ Apostolic to being a clairvoyant, bitch, I was born clairvoyant. I was born a psychic medium. I was born an empath. I just chose to finally embrace my God-given gifts, and I don't use my gifts for evil like Jaguar does. Now, when people come for me, absolutely, I'm going to use my spiritual protection to protect myself. But my channel is about healing and exposing the truth. So I found it funny how all of y'all ganged up together, creating a bunch of false narratives when, bitch, you haven't even talked to me in over a year. So you don't know shit about me other than gossip and rumors that you heard. If you would have came to me, I would have told you the truth. But you wanted to clout chase. How's that working out for you, Kim? Have those chest pains subsided at night? Has your breathing improved? Or are you still on the CPAP machine? See, y'all wanted to discredit my psychic abilities. Ma'am, I've seen you in the spiritual realm quite a bit. And all I'm going to say is, it'd be a good idea to invest in an advance directive and a life insurance policy, because I believe that your heart is not healthy. And I do hope you heal as a spiritualist. But y'all thinking that it was wise to ever come against me, that's going to be your very demise. And it will not be at my hands. I keep telling you, you are not prepared to deal with the spiritual protection that I have. Y'all thought that was only applicable to Jaguar, right? It's applicable to every last one of y'all that grouped up and came together to come against me. And see, Stone got upset because I directly questioned him. Were you involved in them doxing my information? Because Official King Payne made it a point to mention during his rant that he had spoken to you the night before he did the live, sir. And you bragged about how you tracked and monitored Jaguar. So it just made me wonder, why did he make it a point to mention that he had spoken to you the night before, sir? You can call me crazy all you want. You can call me conspiracy theorist. You can say I'm a drama. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. One thing about me, Mr. Paxton, I'm very spiritually in tune. And just because you older than me does not mean that you're more wise than me. Not at all. I 1000% believe you were involved in that shit. That was the moment you gaslit me. Well, I feel you're being disrespectful, so this is going to be our last conversation, sir. My connection to you was over the minute I questioned you. I know you thought you was flexing by saying that. I was done with you the minute. That's why I questioned you, dumbass. I was done with you. I asked you directly, were you involved? You did not answer that. I asked you directly, what was your true motive for coming to my channel? Who sent you? Because you support the dark side of the industry that I've been investigating and exposing. I said that verbatim. You didn't answer any of that. The only thing you said was, yeah, I did talk to Official King Payne, and, you know, OG Patrice told me that he mentioned my name, but it was nothing negative. You completely evaded all of my questions, which makes you look very guilty in my book. Now do y'all see why I said I don't trust none of these content creators? I don't trust any of you. I have no desire to be on any of your platforms. But before y'all dumbass motherfuckers think you ever finna come for me, always remember this. You are not prepared to deal with the spiritual protection that I have. I don't care what the fuck you believe. I don't care what God you serve. I serve the Most High God, not Lucifer, not Baphomet, not Satan, not all these other deities. I was sent to this planet to expose the truth, period. And your attempts at embarrassing me only made you look pathetic. All of you. Impressed like a motherfucker. Because again, you got to be a powerful motherfucker to have whole groups of people coming together to come against you because the truth you spitting is hitting them in the ass. If that goddamn satanic ritual calendar wasn't true, y'all motherfuckers wouldn't be so goddamn pressed trying to discredit me. So fuck every last one of y'all. And every last one of you motherfuckers can kiss my ass with y'all tongue out and tell me how the fuck it tastes. I'm not fucking with none of your platforms. I don't give a damn what you gotta say. Unless it's defamatory or slanders where I can sue your ass, I don't give no fucks. I don't. Y'all want me to so bad, and because I don't, y'all get mad because I won't play into your bullshit. That's why I said this little vacation from YouTube did me good. I was like, man, I've been a lot less stressed since I ain't been on that shit. Ever since I disconnected from all you low vibrational motherfuckers, yourself included, Mr. Paxton, you are not a high vibrational Buddhist. You just as low vibrational as Jaguar is. You and Meech. I'm all for exposing her. I'm all for y'all suing her. I'm all for y'all roasting her. But you're not better than her. And a Buddhist doesn't participate in the activities that you did. And a Buddhist doesn't trash other spiritualists. A Buddhist doesn't disrespect women on a platform telling a woman to shut the fuck up when men are talking. No, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. A Buddhist doesn't speak to women like that. It was in that moment I was like, yep, I don't want to work with either one of these niggas about no music. Because I wish a nigga would talk to me like that. I would cuss your ass out to your face. Not on YouTube, in person. I would cuss you the fuck out to your face and walk the fuck off. Fuck you think you talking to like that? That's some down low ass shit. That's what down low motherfuckers do. They disrespect women and then surround themselves with women so that people don't suspect that they're gay. I know down low ass niggas. They do that shit. They shit on women. Then they have a whole bunch of women around as beards so that no one will suspect their bromantic relationship with one another. It's very telling. And I don't give a damn what you do. Live in your truth. I like pussy just like I like dick. So it ain't about that. But don't act like you better than people when you doing the same bullshit, bruh. You doing the same bullshit. And trust me when I say I don't need either one of y'all, because I don't want to be a part of the industry that y'all are in. I'm an independent artist. And all you guys did was make me stronger. So yeah, if any of you guys see any duplications of that live, because you know people screen record, let me know so I can have that shit taken down again. Because one thing I know about YouTube, when your videos get flagged for privacy violation, that's your last warning. They gonna take your shit. They gonna take your whole fucking channel. I was like, wow. He admitted it. Yeah, I talked to him the night before. Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't even accuse you. I just said that's interesting. Because I heard him say it during his live that, you know, you and him had talked. And I know how you found all that information about Jaguar. You and King World. What's also interesting is that King World has been accused of domestic violence. I heard that he had a record allegedly for beating women. Allegedly. Interesting the company that you keep, Mr. Paxton. Odell, not Odell Beckham, old Musty. Whatever the fuck he is, a Jaguar, because I don't know if they're together or not. Odell was adamant when he said over and over that Danny Robertson allegedly had been accused of participating in the sacrifice of a toddler. Now, I don't know if that's true, but Odell really believes that. He said it several times on my channel and on his and on Jaguar's. So it's just interesting, again, the company that you keep, sir. It's also interesting the real rejects that I don't fuck with that you've embraced on your channel. So no, I'm not finna tell no more of my subscribers to support your channel. If they decide to, they can, they grown, but I'm not finna promote that shit. Cause I feel like you just as fake as Jaguar is. I was supporting you until I realized who the fuck you were. So y'all can have at it. After this live, you won't get another ounce of my energy because you're not worthy of it. As far as I'm concerned, you ain't shit to me, just like the rest of these content creators. Ain't none of y'all shit. Talk all the shit you want about D. D's gonna move on and build her empire while I'm going through these health challenges, just like I did when I had thyroid cancer and I went into remission twice. And I built my Cheesecake Lady business. One thing I am is strong as fuck. I'm a lot stronger than you pussy ass niggas out here with my name in your mouth, acting like y'all wish y'all had a damn pussy. Let's just be real. Y'all must got little dicks. Y'all must suffer from little dick syndrome, because I swear to God, y'all act like you wish you had a pussy. You act like a bitch. All of y'all do. Y'all do bitch ass shit. Now, my dominant side, from me being the freaky shit in the damn BDSM world, exploring that shit, if you act like a bitch, I'ma treat you like a bitch. I've pegged niggas before. Maybe you might like to get pegged. I could bend you over and make you a bitch, because you act like one. All of y'all do. Especially Official King Payne. You act like you enjoy getting rammed up the ass. Because a masculine male ain't doing this whole ass shit you bitch ass niggas is on YouTube doing. I don't blame Diamond for saying what she said about y'all. Y'all do act like a bunch of bitch ass niggas. It's the truth. You do. So invested in women's business. Where's your dick and balls at, sirs? Last time I checked, heterosexual straight men don't sit on YouTube and conversate about women, especially women who are survivors of sexual abuse. They protect those women. while you niggas exploit them for content. Says a lot about you. A whole lot. Gail said they are just promoting their platforms, nothing more. They are saying nothing about the thank you. Ain't saying shit about none of the stuff that's relevant. Straight up. Cassie should say about underage kids or unsuspecting drug ex-workers. Who cares about her story? So, yeah. Oh, she's going to get them taken down. Straight up. Straight up. Yep. Exactly. Every single one of them seems to know something, but nothing concrete comes out. Right. And no receipts. Soul sounds, when your gut tells you that there's something fishy going on, usually that's oh, trust me. My intuition is very strong. And I listen to it. Yep. It is sad that he's not who I thought he was, but here's my thing, y'all. I'm grateful when people show me who the fuck they are. I really am. I'm so grateful. When they show me who they are, I believe them the first time. I believe them the first time. Gail said, Jag mentioning God makes me cringe. Exactly. Because I don't know what fucking God she talking about, but it ain't the Most High. Vampires, interesting that you said she's Leviathan. That's what Sam talked about. Sam said that she is one step away from Leviathan consuming her. And Leviathan is the guardian, is the sea guardian to the gates of hell, where it says, abandon ye all hope who enter here. That's why I said, as much as I don't like Trashy K, yeah, after I watched that interview, I said, ooh, child, her son's on point. Her son is on point. So yeah, I wanted to address this shit while I'm on here. After tonight, I don't give no fucks. I don't. Vampire said, black gay men would be happy under slavery time rules. Dream Daddy is a Clive Davis. I don't think so. I'm going to tell you why. Because during slavery, this is why the black community looks down on being homosexual, because of the buck breaking that was done by way of Willie Lynch and all the other white slave masters. They would buck break the horses through rape, and they would buck break the black men to emasculate them. That's why the black church and the black community does not accept gay black men and gay black women. Now, Vampire guys, I'm gonna be real with you. You starting to sound homophobic. And like I said, I don't tolerate that. So I don't want to assume, I want you to clarify what you're saying. Because if you have an issue with gay people, I'm going to have to block you off my channel. I'm just being real. Straight up. Gail said, give information about his dealings regarding kids and traffic. Right. Exactly. That's what I care about, the kids. Exactly. And notice how all these people that are just sitting on YouTube creating negative distractions for content, none of them are talking about the kids that have been trafficked. None of them are talking about the actual real victims that have been sexually abused. In fact, it seems like they're working individually and even subliminally, collectively, to discredit the victims that are coming forward, which is why victims don't come forward. Because we know that most people aren't going to believe us. And that's exactly what they're doing right now to Don Richards. Also notice how Don Richards and Kalina Harper were members of Dirty Money with fucking Diddy. And they said that allegedly Diddy paid Kalina to paint that positive image of him, while Don Richard was adamant about her alleged experiences with sexual abuse by Diddy and the industry. Now they're in court saying, well, there's inconsistencies. Let me tell you something. When you have been raped A part of your mind does leave. When you're dealing with PTSD, that's normal because a part of you leaves. It doesn't mean the shit didn't fucking happen. And it's sick as fuck that they're trying to discredit Don Richards when it took her so long to even come forward about this shit. Just like me, I'm tall. My daddy was tall. My dad was 6'4". I'm actually the short one in my family. My baby brother's 6'2". My baby sister's 5'11". As tall as I am, my ex-fiance that raped me was also 6'4" and 285 pounds. And I was a lot younger. I was in my early 20s when he raped me. I was very skinny because I was still doing modeling. I was like 165 pounds. Just because a woman's tall does not mean she can't get raped, especially when the nigga's twice her size. Or a motherfucker Drewski size. That's a big nigga. He could easily pin down someone, allegedly. The worst thing you can do is to interrogate a survivor who's dealing with PTSD, complex PTSD, short-term memory loss because of the trauma that they went through. And then say, well, because there's a few inconsistencies, we don't want to believe you. You know, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I think all women who are survivors of rape would agree that when a man tries to discredit your experience, you low-key wish he knew what it felt like to go through what you went through, because maybe, just maybe, if it happened to him, he wouldn't try to discredit your experience. In the support groups I was in, they all agreed, like, yeah, these men that try to discredit us, I bet you they wouldn't feel that way if it happened to them. It's horrible. This is why I'm researching this shit. Because real survivors, we want to see justice, finally, for somebody. Because some of us will never get justice from what happened to us. But if we could see somebody else get justice, hey, that's a step in the right movement, in the right movement, the right area. Maybe the next generation won't have to go through this shit. That's the whole point. And the fact that despite what I'm going through, despite losing my job for this condition, despite me having to deal with these fucking tumors and shit, despite me rebuilding my life and restabilizing my life and going through this shit all by myself, I am still putting together Forever Freedom nonprofit organization. And it will be nonprofit. Because I'm claiming my wealth. I'm going to build facilities that are free to survivors and children who have been trafficked, to help them heal and rehabilitate in a safe place where they don't have to worry about CPS and foster homes and predators coming for them. Because I was sexually assaulted as a child and as an adult, twice. Real survivors want to make a difference. They're not looking for clout. Real survivors ain't popping up, Jaguar, right, at fucking jury selections to get seen so that they can get mentioned in the media. Real survivors are behind the scenes trying to make a real difference. And why has not one of these motherfuckers on YouTube talked about the kids that are from the fucking industry? Y'all are all a part of the industry. I ain't heard Stone talk about the kids. I ain't heard Jaguar talk about the kids. I ain't heard Meech talk about the kids. I ain't heard none of y'all talk about the kids. None of y'all. Y'all all just conveniently avoid that subject. Meanwhile, in Texas, there's constant Amber Alerts going off, which means that children are still fucking being abducted. And just like on that satanic ritual calendar, abductions, preparation and holding of sacrificial victim. Why the fuck ain't y'all talking about that shit? Why the fuck did Jaguar jump off my live every goddamn time I brought up that fucking calendar? Why the fuck, the more I brought that calendar, all of a sudden Stone started acting up? There's a reason for that shit. Y'all all in the industry. I'm not. There's a reason y'all act like that. And there's a reason y'all keep creating all these fucking negative distractions on YouTube. Talking about content. That shit don't nobody give a fuck about you talking about content creators. Why don't you talk about making a goddamn difference? What can you do to help rescue these fucking kids? Jaguar up here talking about she monitors the dark web every hour on the hour. Bitch, what the fuck? Why the hell you ain't trying to rescue the fucking kids if you why the fuck are you monitoring that shit? That ain't fucking normal. Fuck you talking about you monitor the dark web to see who's being trafficked and sold. What the fuck? If you monitoring this shit, you can stop it. That's why the fuck they hate my goddamn platform. Cause I'm not with that shit, man. I'm not with that shit at all. Don't make no goddamn sense, bro. Like my fucking adopted cousin was taught to me about that shit when he was a kid. That's why my aunt and uncle adopted his ass. He was in CPS. Every foster child they had told me how they had been trafficked and shit, how they had been raped and molested by their foster parents, men and women, and trafficked through CPS. Not allegedly, their real life fucking experience. That was in the fucking 90s, y'all. You think that shit just stopped? Why the fuck don't nobody from the industry ever talk about the goddamn kids, man? You gotta ask yourself that shit. While y'all want to sit up here and support these motherfuckers' platform, what the fuck are they doing to help? Not a damn thing. They creating fucking distractions, going back and forth with each other, and then getting mad at me because I don't want to do that shit with them. Nobody give a fuck about y'all. What can we do to stop this shit? Let's start there. Outside of that, I don't give no fucks about what y'all gotta say. Straight up, I don't. I don't. Gail said, give information about his dealings regarding kids, and thank you. No one has said anything. Exactly. Vampire Goddess, I'm learning to practice more self-love. I'm LGBT, have to work out my internalized homophobia. Thank you for admitting that, because I can feel it and I don't like it. So I appreciate you acknowledging that, because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't tolerate homophobic energy on my channel, and I don't tolerate transphobic energy. We don't do that here. So I appreciate that you acknowledge that, because I ain't gonna lie, I was about to block your ass, Vampire Goddess, for real. The reason Temper talks shit is because she told Cody to keep his trans shit to himself in my chat. I blocked her ass early on. That's why she stayed talking shit about me on every platform she can, because I want to allow her bitch ass over here. So when it comes to that, if you got to work on that, what I'm going to tell you is, don't bring that energy into my chat, because if it comes in my chat again, I will have to block you. I'm just going to be honest. I don't like it. But I appreciate that you at least acknowledge that. And the reason I can appreciate that, Vampire Goddess, is because I was raised in that apostolic Pentecostal church where they taught me to be homophobic. And it took me years of deprogramming that shit out of me to stop being like that. So I can be patient with you as long as you're working on it. But just please don't bring that energy into my chat, because my channel is a safe space for every member of the LGBTQI community outside of those minor attracted motherfuckers, which is the nice way of calling themselves a pedophile. They're not allowed on my platform. I don't support pedophiles. I don't support rapists. I don't support sex offenders, period. But everybody else is welcomed here. So thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. I do appreciate that. Gail said, get to the spiked drinks and voice record. Exactly. Victim shaming. Right, Cody. That's what's fucked up. What they're doing to Dawn Richards right now is victim shaming her. The same way they victim shame Cassie. They always do that shit. Victims don't choose to fucking be victims. And it takes your whole life to heal from that shit. Your whole life. So it's not right what they doing. Gail said, I bet you never involved another human, though that's what, right. With some of these people is Cassie and some of Diddy's other conspirators, they involved other kids and people that I can't tolerate. Absolutely. Give names and what happened, yell out their names, or I have no sympathy for what happened. Exactly. It's like everyone in the industry that were allegedly involved in this shit, they're all fucking covering for each other. And the ones who have the courage to come forward, it's like they're doing everything they can to discredit them and try to, make them seem like they're liars, they're crazy. Nah, they're victims that are trying to heal. Straight up. Gail said, I just want YouTubers who say they care about the truth about this trial and the unalivings to get real and demand the truth. And unfortunately, because they care more about clout and AdSense deposits and clicks and views and subscribers and super chats, they don't give a fuck. Again, for people that wanted to project that scammer shit onto me, I find it funny. Because I disabled super chats, super stickers, and I did not enable memberships. YouTube keeps sending me emails from the YouTube partnership. Your channel qualifies for memberships. No, I'm good. If people want to support my channel, they can send donations to my Cash App or Venmo. I'm not finna give YouTube 40 to 60% of the shit I'm making for them to capitalize off of me. Y'all can kiss my ass with that bullshit. At least on Rumble, when you monetize over there, you get 100% of your monetization, far as I know. YouTube takes 40 to 60% of every super chat, super sticker, and membership that you bring to your channel. That's why these motherfuckers push it so much. That's why y'all seeing Jaguar constantly have her mods promote her Cash App tag every 2 minutes and got mad at me because I wouldn't do it. I'm there to monitor the trolls, not to promote your Cash App. So, it's like I'm the only one on here using this fucking calendar to expose shit. I'm the only one on here really researching all this shit, trying to find answers. How can we stop it? How can we help? Meanwhile, everybody else who's inside the industry, suspect as fuck. And they all have the same exact pattern of behavior. Let me befriend you and try to get in, and gain your trust. And then once I think I've gained it, let me flip on you. Or let me use you. When I tell you that shit was crazy with Stone. The way this nigga hit me up every fucking day on Instagram. Telling me this, telling me that. D, go look at this video. D, post this, post that, but don't tell them that I gave you the info. Why, sir? And it's the audacity to tell me when I question you, don't involve me in your negative bullshit. How is me questioning you about whether or not you was involved in some shit, me being negative, sir? That's gaslighting 101. That's a typical narcissistic response. And when I saw receipts that you've done that to other people on Instagram, that's who the fuck you are, my nigga. That's what you do to everybody. You didn't just do it to me. You've done it to a few other people that question you about your involvement with Angie Stone. Again, ain't none of us ever heard of you, sir. You might be famous in your own world, but I ain't never heard of you. Everybody heard of Rick James. I ain't never heard of you. I researched you after you came into my chat. Then I found out, okay, he was a guitarist for Rick James, and he toured with him, and okay, he's got ties that, You and me saying y'all legends in the game. Okay, cool. But y'all old as shit. Let's just be honest. Y'all both old as fuck. I ain't never heard of either one of y'all. The fact that Meech is clout chasing off of his son being the man that played Tupac on a movie that, let's be honest, didn't hardly, I mean, I'm going to be real. People that I know in real life wasn't checking for that movie. So it's just, it's a whole lot of ego in an area where nobody knows y'all outside of the people in y'all own age group. They know you, but people my age or younger, we ain't never heard of y'all asses. So let me just keep it a buck with both of y'all. But do you? I'm looking forward to meet Sue and Jaguar. I want to see how that lawsuit goes. And I do hope they continue to expose her and roast her, because the roast was hilarious. But no, I will not be supporting any of y'all's platforms collectively. Not Jaguars, not y'all's. None of these content creators. I will not be supporting your platforms. I have no desire to watch your content. Again, unless one of my subscribers or a few of them tell me that they've witnessed you say defamatory or slanderous things. Outside of that, I don't give no fucks, because I'm too busy building my multiple empires right from where the fuck I'm at in life. Drake talking about started from the bottom, now we here. He a whole entire silver spoon fed suburban motherfucker. I really am starting over, not from the bottom. I'm starting over and I'm rebuilding my life while dealing with multiple challenges that I speak healing over. And the people that know me in real life are very concerned about what I go through. Ain't nobody lying. Official King Payne said she probably made up that sickness to scam people through GoFundMe. Really? Do you want to be in the bathroom with me as I wipe my ass, sir? I'm starting to think, Official King Payne, that you're just as obsessed with me as Jaguar. It's weird. Because, you present yourself to be this flamboyantly gay dude, but, niggas do be pretending to be gay so that they can get in close with women. And then all of a sudden be like, hey, I'm not really gay. I want to fuck you. A lot like what RC117 did. Well, D, I'm attracted to you. I thought you liked men. Well, I like both. Okay, well, I'm good. I don't see you that way. The next thing you know, you saying all the little negative stuff, showing all your insecurities. So, I observe behavior. I understand that men have egos that are very fragile, and when they get rejected, they get in their feelings, and, they start talking shit and acting like a hoe ass bitch. I get all that. That's why I just ignore all of that shit. Y'all be telling me I don't care. I don't, man. I got so much shit going on out in the real world. Like, I don't give a fuck about these non-motherfucking factor ass real rejects, real psychopaths, real stalkers of YouTube, whose channels I don't watch nor frequent ever. I find that interesting too. You're watching me. I'm not watching y'all. But y'all for damn sure are watching my ass. It's very telling. Seems like y'all are obsessed with the D. Meanwhile, D don't give no fucks about the shit on your channel at all. So, like I said, I'll be on here, but not nearly as much as I was before. I'm launching every one of my channels this week. I'm manifesting wealth flowing into my life so that I can get myself through this difficult time. I'm manifesting wealth to get the biopsies done so I can find out, are the tumors benign or malignant, and whatever results come, I can declare and decree victory and healing. And my life is and will continue to be abundant. Even when things are hard, I speak abundance and I thank the Most High for what I have, even when I don't have. It could be worse. Quite honestly, there's been times it has been. And God has kept me through it all. My strength comes from what I've already endured. And not one of these content creators can say that they're a 2-time thyroid cancer survivor. Not one. So what you focus on, you give your power to. I don't have the desire nor the time to focus on the negative distractions that content creators are creating. I'd rather focus on how can we bring awareness to what's going on? What can we collectively do to stop it? Forever Freedom is my first step. So as I rebuild my life, I'm establishing the nonprofit organization. I will have buildings in all 50 states, and they will be fully staffed with people who have been screened, full background checks, and also spiritual evaluations. Anyone that I hire for my nonprofit organization, I'm going to do the hiring. Because I read people's souls. I'm going to know if you right for this position or if you're just a predator, a wolf in sheep's clothing trying to get close to survivors. It's going to be very protective. Very. Nobody else is doing anything like that on YouTube, especially the ones from within the industry. Not one. Let me look at y'all comments real quick. Yeah, definitely get on Rumble, Gail. Definitely get on there because, like I said, I'm about to not even be on YouTube. Not with the truth telling. I'm going to transition to Rumble where it's completely uncensored. A lot more freedom of speech over there. And a lot less monitoring and them fucking with, you know, your channel and your audio and fucking with. That's why I'm on the app and not on StreamYard right now. But when it comes to me presenting, I'm going to have to be on one of the multi-stream service platforms. Last time I checked on Restream, quite honestly, it wasn't really that much better, but I might try Restream again just to see. Because no matter what people do, they're not going to stop me from exposing this shit. That's what the Most High God told me to do. So I'm going to do that. And I don't care who comes against me. Any energy that rises up against me shall fall immediately and be destroyed. Chaos and confusion will come about your lives, and death and hell will follow your own evil intentions right back to you. The minute you send that evil intention, is being reversed right back to you 100,000-fold. It will not come near or nigh to me, nor my dwelling place. And I'm learning to not give my energy to worry. Day to day, that's how I live, one day at a time. And God will make a way, even when I can't see it. God will and God has. And I'm thankful to the Most High God, my angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, and all of you who genuinely do support my platform. See, I had to address this shit tonight because people thought that since I wasn't on YouTube that they could just have their way and that I wasn't going to find out the shit y'all been saying and doing. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just address everything tonight. After tonight, I ain't got shit else to say to none of you content creators. I don't. My focus is healing, rebuilding, launching not only my channels, my music, my movie, and getting syndicated by the right network. And really, when my wealth hits, I'm going to start my own fucking network. I started the network at the church in Des Moines, the Apostolic Oneness Network. I was talking to my mom about that tonight. She's like, I never knew you got certified. I said, I still have my certificate from 2003. I know how to start a TV broadcast network. I was on the board that started that one. So it's time to make all that happen. That way, ain't nobody finna control my mouth. You not finna censor shit I gotta say when I got my own fucking network. So that is the goal. I don't want to collaborate with anybody on YouTube at this time. I'm good. Take that back. Outside of spiritualists, I will collaborate with them and have. But like y'all, this sector of YouTube, I ain't fucking with none of y'all's channels. I have no desire to fuck with any of y'all. If you're not a psychic, a tarot reader, a spiritualist, because those are the people I do predominantly follow here on YouTube and on Instagram, I'm really not gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna be honest, because we don't share the same frequency. If you're religious, I can't fuck with you because I don't practice religion. I know too much about the spiritual realm to follow some mind control bullshit. So that's where I'm at with everything. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep exposing the truth. I'm going to keep researching. I'm going to get down to the bottom of why are so many children being abducted and why the fuck ain't the government doing shit to stop it? Because based off my research, the reason they not doing shit to stop it is because they're allegedly a part of it. And I think that when it comes to Jaguar and Trump, that birds of a feather flock the fuck together. And if he's Mr. Grabbing by the pussy and you was a dominatrix at the Diddy freak-offs, I don't believe you're innocent, Jaguar, at all. And I think we're about to hear some things about your involvement at the Diddy parties. I think that's the real reason you've been ringing the alarm. You know, Semper Fi, man for themselves. Yeah. When Tammy Wallace called you out for being abusive to her after she turned down doing part 3, that was extremely telling, ma'am. That was your first guest on your show. And from what I've been told, she's been doing interviews. I hope she continues to. I really do. I don't give a damn whose platform it's on. Put the word the fuck out. Expose that motherfucker for who the fuck she really is. While she in mainstream media lying through her motherfucking teeth. And as a defender of freedom, bitch, stop lying. When have you ever defended anybody? When? Let me say it in Spanish. Cuando? When have you ever defended a survivor of sexual abuse? Because all you have consistently done, especially on YouTube, is tear them down. And Trump didn't give you that bullshit as a award, nor did it have your name on it. This motherfucker is recorded. I know it was old Musty recording her ass sitting on the damn couch. They made sure to put the Defender of Freedom plaque in. Like, are y'all serious? Are y'all really serious? So now y'all believe your own fucking delusions of grandeur? This woman threatened for Nikki and her kids to get raped and bullets put in their head and said she was going to make sure that Goomba, the same thing happened to him and how they was going to do it in front of him and make him watch. What the fuck? Your son exposing you for doing the same type of shit? I wonder how Sam feels about you claiming to be a defender of freedom. I would love to interview Sam. That might be worth the investment. That might be the first person I paid to actually interview. I would absolutely love to interview him. Because he's upset with you about the way you treated a lot of people on YouTube. And it's sad. Because that's all you got left. He also talked about how you allegedly abused Giovanni. That actually broke my heart to hear him say that, because I knew he wasn't lying. So, you know, Sam gave me a whole different perspective that, quite honestly, confirmed quite a few things that I've heard about you in these YouTube streets. While you so busy trying to tear me down. Interesting. Yes, Gail, definitely get on Rumble. All you got to do is go on rumble.com, create you an account, and then follow me on there. I'm under the same tag at JustDee Show. It's free. I think you could send super chats there. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still kind of learning about Rumble. I know that Riri, and shout out to Riri, she signed up for the I guess on their channel, like you can follow people just like how you guys subscribe on here, but then you can, I guess, pay to be a paid subscriber. So I gotta do more research. I'm still learning about Rumble. I tend to agree. They're both seem to be very self-absorbed. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, Gail, for some reason when I'm on the YouTube app, it does not allow me to type into the chat, but what I'll do, actually, Gail, when the live ends or even right now, look in the description because I posted the link in there as well. I posted the link to my Rumble channel. So yeah. Quell, good to see you. Yeah, thank you, Quell. Yep, appreciate that. Glad to see y'all doing well despite the shit show. See, I don't even know what's been going on because I ain't even been on YouTube. I don't really care, to be honest. Gail said, I love roast against Jag. Not gonna lie, cannot stand them. The roast was funny. That's why I said, do the fucking roast. That shit was hilarious. When he talked about them sagging ass titties, that shit had me fucking dying, bruh. That shit was hilarious as hell. And then I found when Cody gave me the layup slam dunk from Miss Chokes on Dicks from South Park. Oh my God, I fell the fuck out. That shit was hilarious as fuck. Hilarious as fuck. Gail said, all the best, I hope, is positive for you. I received that. Thank you. Quell said, look up the Franklin scandal to get a detailed idea. Okay, I will look it up. Gail, yeah, Rumble is free. It is pretty easy to use. Like, it's just like signing up for like Instagram or Facebook. It's not hard at all. Yeah. She said, I will. I don't like to give YouTube money. I don't blame you. If you're not for the truth, I don't want to hear it. Thank you. Me too. A lot of fake CCs out here. That's also why I'm transitioning over to Rumble, because I'm really just kind of sick of YouTube. When it comes to truth telling, now I will use YouTube to build my audience on my new channels, but as far as being a truth teller, like I noticed, because there's other people on Rumble that I follow. There's a lot of truth tellers on Rumble that are talking about the same things I'm talking about. Because they're not censored over there like it is here. People over here calling rape, grape, and shit. No, call it what the fuck it is. Rape. Nobody's censoring no goddamn words. Got the next generation thinking that a fruit is somehow abusive. No, call that shit what it is. Sexual assault, rape. All this censoring shit is stupid as hell. Soul Sound said, I'm really happy for you, D. It sounds like you did a lot of internal reflecting during your break. I did, and what I realized is I don't need to be giving this shit as much energy as I was before. I'd rather focus my energy on building my new platforms. If this Diddy trial doesn't reveal anything, I'm done. I know we will never. Gail, I gotta correct you, my love. Because what we speak can manifest. It might seem like the Diddy case is not revealing shit. Trust me when I say that the Most High God is gonna make sure everything gets exposed. These motherfuckers, I don't care how much money, how many connections they got, they're not bigger than God. I don't care if they serve Baphomet, Lucifer, whoever, they're not bigger than God. Everything's getting exposed from this fucking industry. So when it seems like all hope is lost, trust me when I say the angels, ancestors, and the Most High God is not going to let these motherfuckers get away with this shit. When I told y'all in 2024 that 2025 was going to be the year of uncovering, y'all are seeing it. This is just the beginning. It's going to go into 2026 too. So yeah, Soul Sounds, I love your idea about the nonprofit. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Sam is amazing, for sure. Yes, all the best to him. Keep Sam in y'all's prayers, y'all, for real. He really needs it. Yes, we will have a Throwback Thursday. We will, to get some laughs in. But like I said, right now, my biggest focus is getting these other channels launched, and getting, the things, the procedures done that I need to get done as I'm able to accumulate the financial resources to do it. But yeah, we definitely need a throwback Thursday so we could share in laughs and kiki and do the roast and lighten the energy. Good night, Gail. So family, I'm about to get off here. It is 1:30 and I need to pray, meditate, unwind, and get ready for bed. But I will be back. I don't know yet what day. It's going to depend. Like I said, I have a lot of editing I still need to get done. And I want to edit the photos and videos from this weekend, get that posted probably tonight before I go to bed. But I do plan on coming back. I'm going to do some testers on different multi-streaming platforms to see which ones work the best. With, me being able to present screen, because StreamYard just seems to be a struggle. So y'all stay tuned. DzPeepz, I love y'all. The real supporters, you're loved, you're valued, you're appreciated. And thank you. Thank you to everybody who's been praying, sending positive energy. Thank you to everyone who's been sending donations. Shout out to Dion. She's really been a good source of support, emotional support, really just being there for me. And I appreciate her so much. So y'all get some rest. Andrew, definitely, yes. I know y'all didn't physically see me. It's because I'm tired, family. I'm exhausted. I didn't feel like camming up and setting up the green screen and doing all that. I just want to get on here and talk with y'all for a minute and let y'all know what's been going on and the changes, the updates, and then just touch on, like I said, just stupid bullshit that has been said. Sometimes you just got to address shit. Once I address it, I'm done with it. So I love y'all. Y'all stay up. What I might do tomorrow, if I have time, I wanted to actually share with you guys all the angel numbers I was given, especially on the 18th, because I got a slew of downloads. So if there's time, I'll definitely come back to, today, technically, later today. If not, then it'll probably be the next day. So y'all get some rest. Know that you're loved, you're valued, you're appreciated. My real supporters, I thank you so much. Thank you. All your positive energy, your comments, your positive comments on Instagram. You guys mean a lot to me. You really do. So I want you to know that. And let's not give our energy to the trolls. Let's not go back and forth. And I appreciate those who have been trying to defend me. But my greatest defense is my spiritual protection. So I leave people in their hands, and I allow them to take care of everybody. So I love y'all dearly. Y'all have a good night.